back inside Ray Skillman Stadium, just moments away before tonight's kickoff between the Ben Davis Giants and the Center Grove Trojans. Kevin Conrad, Rick Embry, along with Ted Kitchell with you tonight. Great night for football. Again, a little more on the humid side tonight. Temperatures low 80s at the moment. Hopefully we won't see the cramping that we saw in week 1 between Center Grove and Warren Central. It wasn't Center Grove, it was Warren Central that night, but I got a feeling we might see a few players cramp up tonight. I just hope my colleague, Rick Embry, you don't cramp up. Ted, he cramped up in week 2 up at Carroll in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it, Ted? That shows what
in the first half.
What kind of shape that I'm in right there.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding everybody, Kevin, about that. Appreciate that.
Well, Ted, let's talk a little more about the Center Grove Trojans on the defensive side of the ball. I felt like last week the secondary played better. They did struggle a little bit in week 2 against Carroll. And, again, it's just kind of a young secondary. But I felt like last week, Marion not a big threat with some of the passing down the field. But felt like overall the defense played much better last week for Center Grove.
Yeah, I think that they've got some great play from their linebackers, Frankie Hayes and Drew Paxton. Both have played outstanding football. They've really done a job not allowing teams to run on them. But this is a different, this is a different athlete that brings you to Ben Davis. A lot different than the Marion Giants or Carroll and even in Fort Wayne. I mean, you're back in the MIC conference, and you know one thing you're going to get playing in the MIC conference. If you're playing Ben Davis, Warren Central, Carmel, you're going to get some of the best athletes in this state, and they know how to play football. Great, you're going to get great coaching, and I would expect that here tonight after a good game with Ben Davis.
I think that to Ted's point, when they have gotten pressure on the quarterback, that defense has played really well. Like they made some halftime adjustments against Fort Wayne Carroll a couple games ago. Started to bring those linebackers on blitzes, Frankie and Paxton, and that really made a difference in that game. You also got to remember, Kevin, that your leading returning defensive back, Pio, he's been out since the first week with an injury. So that's another big loss that they've kind of tried to overcome over the last couple weeks. So those guys will continue to get better, but obviously, like Ted said, you're going to be going against some very, very good athletes, the best athletes that you played. Even Warren Central in week 1 didn't really have the outside speed that I think Ben Davis will show tonight.
Also, Coach talked about special teams play in his pregame interview with Aaron Holt, talking about flipping the field, and he's real big on that. And Dallas Cornpropst, again, punting for the first time at the varsity level, and he's done a great job so far. He's averaging right around 40 yards per punt. 54 is his long. He's hit 3 inside the 20, and also doing a fine job on the kickoffs. But that just sets up Center Grove so well with the defense, with that special teams play.
Well, it's interesting. All the great coaches, they always talk about three-dimensional offense, defense, and special teams. And obviously Eric Moore is no dummy when it comes to coaching football and how to win football games. We've seen him win a lot of games here on the south side of Indy, and it'll be very, very important, as it always is. I mean, you don't want to put that ball on the ground. You don't want to fumble. And then every time you get a chance to pressure their punter, or also you got to take care of your own punting and kicking responsibilities. So it should be good. I'm interested to see what type changes they've made, losing the two of their top players here at Center Grove.
I think when you also look at, both of those, you talked about flipping the field, and Coach Moore talked about it. Cornprop's averaging a little bit over 40 yards a punt. Ben Davis's punter is only averaging 31 yards. So, that's a 9 yards per punt difference that could be exactly what you're talking about, flipping the field to Center Grove's positive.
We see the Ben Davis Giants on the far side of the field in the all-white uniforms tonight, trimmed in purple, and Center Grove now emerging from the locker room to our right. The Trojans are going to go with the black uniforms tonight, trimmed in white and red. Let's talk about the Ben Davis Giants. It starts with their quarterback, Gabe Kinnett. He is a freshman, so he's obviously on a learning curve. Ted Kitchell, he's 39 of 68 passing, 344 yards for the first 3 games, 50% completion rate, 114 yards per game, 3 touchdowns, but the bugaboo, 5 interceptions. Again, a freshman trying to play 6A football, that's a big ask.
Yeah, it's a very big ask, and you can see that his completion is not very good, 50-55%. You know, you look at Center Grove and Oscar, he's up there around 85%. So I would look for Eric as the night goes on to put more and more pressure on him, make him hit on or throw on the run, and put a lot of pressure on him downfield. And I mean, he's already thrown 5 interceptions. I would say 2 or 3 more to that if Center Grove plays the type of football they want to.
I think what's important is obviously you got to make them one-dimensional. You got to stop the run to start out with, because obviously a quarterback that can mix plays and getting good yardage on the ground, that makes him more effective in play actions and that kind of stuff. So if Center Grove can make Ben Davis one-dimensional and have to throw the ball, that's when you hope that you can get some mistakes from the freshman. But he had 4 interceptions in that first game against Cathedral, so he's only had 1 the last couple games. So I'm sure he'll continue to grow, just like very similar to Center Grove's Oscar Sloan, who's only a sophomore, and they've been kind of bringing him along a little by little.
We see the captains going to midfield for the coin toss, as we're about a minute and a half before we get to tonight's kickoff between Center Grove and Ben Davis. Center Grove again 3-0 on the season, number 2 in Class 6A. The Trojans with wins at Warren Central, 24-6, 9 straight wins against the Warriors in Week 2 at Fort Wayne Carroll, 35-24, now 3-0 all-time against Carroll. And then last week, first meeting ever against the Marion Giants, 55-0 here in the home opener. Now for the Ben Davis Giants, they're 1-2, and again, at Cathedral, they lost 8-0, and you'll see a common theme here. Again, no points scored in that first game against Cathedral. Then the second game, a home loss against Avon, 35-14, just a couple of touchdowns. And then last week in their MIC opener, at home, they beat Pike 31-14. So again, they have struggled to score. Again, young quarterbacks, so they've struggled to score. And talked to some of the Ben Davis coaches up here in the press box before tonight's game, and I think they're also having some issues with the offensive line at the moment.
Well, and I think that makes a big difference. Obviously, you're going to throw a freshman quarterback out there, and if you have some protection issues, that just makes it even more difficult for that young man. So they got a couple running backs that got a decent amount of yards. One of them's a transfer from Speedway. That's Coleman, number 2. So you got to stop them on the ground and then make him get into 3rd and long situations and see what your defense can do against them.
Coach Moore now in his 27th season at Center Grove, 258 wins, 81 losses, 76% winning percentage. And Coach is currently, 6th among active coaches in Indiana in wins. He's 25th all-time in wins statewide among active and retired coaches. And now we'll see the Center Grove Trojans coming here to the near side. Tonight's fireworks presented by Horizon Bank. That will conclude our Sycamore Construction, a pregame show. Our first half tonight being presented on the replays, Reese Restoration. Our first quarter tonight being presented by IU Health and the Skin Lab. And once again, we hear the Center Grove Marching Band in the end zone bleachers with the school song. Love having the band with us again tonight.
They were fantastic last week, and like we said, that's just adds a whole nother dimension. Actually makes us, we're all old up here, except Austin, of course, but it makes us think back to when we were in high school and you actually had the band at your football games and your basketball games. So great to see that coming back this year.
So you look at the series between Center Grove and Ben Davis, 20-16 in favor of the Trojans. Center Grove has won 20, Ben Davis 16. Center Grove has won 9 of the last 10 meetings against the Giants. Center Grove has won 6 straight regular season games against Ben Davis, and they've won the last 4 here at home. So that gives you an idea about this matchup through the years. And Ted, there were some great matchups. You go all the way back to the Dick Dolahan days.
Oh, it's been a great matchup. I mean, you think about Center Grove, Carmel, Ben Davis, and Warren Central. I mean, those 4 teams have really had some great games. They've had great players, great coaches, and I mean, I'm sure everybody's got their own opinion about getting back in the MIC conference, but as far as football, it doesn't get any better than that.
Dallas Corn Propes, will kick off for the Trojans tonight. Back deep for Ben Davis, Rob Reddick. He's a senior. Avery Mitchell, also a senior, along with Davion Davis, also a senior for Ben Davis. We're ready for Center Grove. Ben Davis from Race Going Stadium. Corn Probst has been solid on his kickoffs, averaging 54.5 per kickoff.
Nice right there, and you look at the flag. That's what Ted and I always look at to see how much help. That flag's pretty much still right now, so that was quite the boost by Corn Probst, and it's such a big deal to make them have to go 80 yards, especially with a young quarterback.
8 touchbacks for Dallas Corn Probst. Ben Davis will set it up from the right hash to begin tonight's game. Once again, at quarterback, the freshman, Gabe Cadet. Ben Davis just looking for progress, looking to score more points. Again, just struggling here early in the season to put points on the board. First play from scrimmage. Cadets throwing here to the near side. Finds number 3, and he's tackled immediately as he gets to the 24-yard line, gets 4 yards on the play. Number 3 tonight is Davion Davis, again, a senior wide receiver, 6'2", 190 pounds.
Well, he's their leading receiver. He's got almost half of their receiving yards, 10 catches, 137 yards, 1 TD on the year, so they get him involved early. Those are kind of passes that you throw to try to get that freshman quarterback to get over the nerves a little bit, just those short, quick hitters that you hope you can get 3 or 4 yards, and that's exactly what they got.
4 yards. Drew Paxson makes the tackle for the Trojans. Paxson, Center Grove's second leading tackler, playing that linebacker position next to fellow linebacker Frankie Hayes. And now the Giants try a running play for a couple of yards to the 26-yard line. Number 2 with the carry for the Ben Davis Giants, that's Jazz Coleman. He's a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds.
Yeah, Coleman's the transfer from Speedway High School. Had a fantastic season last year for Speedway. He comes in 128 yards in 3 games so far, but you get into one of those situations. It's not 3rd and long, but it's 3rd, 4.5 or so for Ben Davis.
Kobe Cherry makes the tackle, and happy birthday to Kobe Cherry, celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Passing on 3rd and 4, it is complete. He had the first down, then he runs backwards. They're going to spot him with forward progress at the 31, but he made a football move and he went backwards, so pretty good spot. First down, Ben Davis.
Yeah, I'd be interested if he went back on his own. It sort of looked like that, but they give him forward progress, so once again, just a quick couple-step drop there, and then Kennett gets it out there to him quickly, and Ben Davis first down of the ball game.
Kenneth Doss makes the reception, 5 yards. New set of downs here for the Giants. Kennett throwing and completing across the 35 to the 36. He finds wide open Avery Mitchell, the senior at 5'7", but he was immediately wrapped up. That's 5 yards.
Very good ball handling by Ben Davis right there. I mean, he had to make the good fake, get Center Grove to bite on that, and then he can stand up. It's not a huge play, but it's 5 yards and on first down, and I'm sure Ben Davis would take that all night.
Blaze Wittes, senior DB, makes the tackle. 2nd down and 5. Just getting things underway. Opening drive of this matchup between Center Grove and Ben Davis.
Same play.
Finds a soft spot in the Center Grove secondary. Sits down, makes the catch.
We get a nice fake by the quarterback. It gives him just enough time to get his receiver, who's playing in the slot, down in that situation, and another first down.
Yeah, we talked about this in the past. If he's taking those only a step or 2 drop, linemen aren't going to be able to get to him, so you got to get your hands up because he's throwing the short balls not very high off the ground. Obviously, he's not a big quarterback, so you got to take the advantage of that and get those hands up and try to get some passes knocked down.
Senior Avery Mitchell made that last catch, and there's a overthrow picked off by the Trojans.
Holston.
Well done by the Center Grove secondary with the INT. Manning Poston, he's a senior, 5'11", 170 pounds. He returns it to the Ben Davis 46. Watch it on the Reese Restoration replay.
Yeah, he just sailed that one. Got the arm angle down a little bit, and that caused that ball to sail a little bit. Poston right there to make the interception. And
I couldn't tell. Did he tip it?
No, they wasn't tipped
I think
at
it's an
all.
overthrow.
Yeah, I couldn't see.
And the wide receiver didn't really go up and try to make an attempt because it was over his head pretty good.
That's the 6th interception the freshman quarterback for Ben Davis has thrown this season. Center Grove now on offense for the first time tonight. Running play, a couple of yards on first down, and the Trojans get it to the 44.
And that's also going back one more time on that defensive play. That's why make them start on their own 20. If they want to throw those 3 or 4 yard passes, it's very difficult for a high school team to not have a mistake, a penalty, a turnover, and go 80 yards when you're only going at 4 or 5 yards a pop, and you saw it right there.
Hudson Winkler picks up a couple of yards, and they go back to Winkler, and he's hit at the 40. That forward lean gets him to the 39, 5 yards for number 30. That's Wyatt Hodson, the junior.
With the 2 guys going from Center Grove, obviously Hudson Winkler is going to be one of their main players. He's been very, very good. I would expect him to get better even tonight.
So was that Winkler, 32 or 30?
It was
Winkler, excuse me, yeah. So Winkler with that carry, excuse me. He gets it to the 39, so it's 3rd and 3. Center Grove trying to run for the first down. They get it to the 35, 4 yards. It is a first down with Hudson Winkler.
Yeah, he got the last 2 just running over somebody right there. A nice play by Winkler. And, yeah, you're going to see kind of a now 3-headed monster. It was a 4-headed monster, obviously, with Reese, but you're going to see Winkler. You're going to see number 4, Ricky Lange. You're going to see Biggerstaff as well getting additional carries.
Isaiah Manning with the tackle for Ben Davis. New set of downs for the Trojans. Oscar Sloan, the sophomore quarterback, hands it off. Trojans to the 31-yard line, 4 yards.
Yeah, that's Biggerstaff right there. Good job of cutting it up. Looked like he had more space, but what you always see, Ted, with Ben Davis is the sure tackling. They hit people, they wrap up, they usually don't make a lot of missed tackles or anything like that.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly what he put his foot in the ground, and it looked like he had wide open, and it closed quickly.
A couple guys to watch on that Ben Davis defense. Number 0, that's Rob Reddick. He's going to Kansas next year. And then 23, Scott. He's going to Army.
Isaiah Booker made that last tackle for Ben Davis. Number 25, that's Jaden Biggerstaff, the sophomore, again with the carry. He's inside the 25 to the 24, 7 yards. Move the chains, another first down.
And what you also will see with playing against a Ben Davis or a Warren Central, you're going to get the yardage between tackles. If you try to outrun them to the outside, you're going to be in trouble because they'll have the speed to come up and make those tackles. But right there between the big fellas up front, the quick hitters are usually what works.
Jeremiah Murphy made that last tackle for Ben Davis. Center Grove sticking with the run game. Why not? It has been successful so far tonight. It's been successful all season long. Couple of yards for the Trojans. Going back to number 25, that is Jaden Biggerstaff, the sophomore.
And that's a point that Rick brought up as far as the speed. I mean, the one thing you're going to get when you come back to this mid-conference is the speed. It's kind of like when the Big Ten goes to the SEC. Other than Ohio State and the Big Ten, most of the SEC teams run away from them.
Second down and 8.
Oh,
ooh, wow. He
58.
got wrapped up quickly. 58, you're right. Tyrick Hinton. He's a junior defensive lineman, Rick. 6 foot, 300 pounds.
Well, that big fella got off of his tackle quickly on that right side, and he made a really nice tackle. So now Center Grove in one of those 3rd and long situations. You haven't thrown the ball yet. We'll see what the sophomore quarterback Sloan can do here.
1 yard for Hudson Winkler. Center Grove facing 3rd and 7. Oscar Sloan in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, play action, throwing middle of the field. Dom Berry makes the catch. Touchdown, Center Grove. Dom Berry, the senior tight end.
And he does an outstanding job of really attacking the football. I mean, Oscar does a nice job of putting it up in front of where his receiver can be the only one to get to it. And Dom does an outstanding job of jumping up and catching that football.
You give it to the 6'4" tight end heading to Wake Forest next year, and you're right. He just had the height advantage there, and Oscar just kind of floated it up there to him one-on-one against the defensive back, and the big tight end went up and got it.
Dallas Corn Probes with the PAT kick. It is good, 7-0. Center Grove striking first. Again, touchdown pass, 31 yards to Dom Berry. That is his first touchdown reception this season.
Well, nice drive right there. Mostly on the ground, and then he got in the third and long situation, and Sloan with the play action, and he got Dom right down the middle of the field, lined up against a safety, and went up and high pointed it, which is the key thing. Obviously, you go up and get the ball, don't let it come to you. Center Grove strikes first.
It was all set up by the interception by Manning Poston, senior DB for the Center Grove Trojans. And with that interception, Hudson Industrial Services proudly donates $5 to the Center Grove Education Foundation for every Trojan sack tonight, interception, and fumble recovery. Also, State Farm agent Eric Kwiatkowski donating $5 as well to the Center Grove Education Foundation for every Trojan PAT kick made tonight, along with field goals. So we got another $5 right there with that PAT kick. And how about Hobbig Injury Law? They paid a lot last week. They're paying $10 for each Center Grove touchdown tonight. That going back to the Center Grove High School Athletic Department. Center Grove up 7-0. Corn Probes will kick off for a second time tonight. Touchback in the first kickoff tonight. He's got 8 touchbacks, make it number 9 on the season. Well done by the junior. Ben Davis will set up camp for the second time tonight from their own 20-yard line.
Only ran the ball once on their first drive. Everything else was just those short passes until Kennett had overthrew his one receiver for an interception, like you said, Ted. So they got to start on their own 20 again.
Ted, your Hoosiers are off to a great start tonight.
Really?
21-0 already against the Sycamores on Big Ten Network.
A tough non-conference schedule that IU has every year.
Okay, Purdue.
Sorry. Yeah, you play Indiana State. We play Notre Dame. That's the non-conference that we have. Oh, I don't think that was snapped early. Yeah.
A little bit of a high snap, and the Center Grove Trojans are all over it. Forward progress, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Yep, they're going to say right back to the 20.
I mean, if we see a replay on that one, half the linemen didn't move. So I think the center was on a different snap count than the rest of the offensive line. They're probably fortunate that one didn't get away from the quarterback.
So Jazz Coleman, no gain. True Paxson again on the tackle for the Trojans. Second down and 10 for the Ben Davis Giants. Kennett in shotgun formation. Empty backfield, throwing, and he throws another interception. Lincoln Bright.
Touchdown.
He dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Lincoln Bright.
What a play.
Watch the replay.
Well, I thought I heard Rick a while ago said if you can't get to him, get your hands up and be ready to react to anything. And he did a nice job of reacting to that football.
I mean, yeah, that quick two-step drop, and Bright, instead of coming and putting pressure on him, just dropped in coverage. And I don't know if Kennett didn't see him or what, but he threw it right to him. Bright takes it 21 yards for the pick 6.
So 2 interceptions already tonight for the Center Grove Trojans. 13-zip, Center Grove leads it. Kennett now 7 interceptions on the season. And the PAT kick is good, 14-0 Trojans.
Yeah, see it right here. And I didn't know if Kennett was going to tackle him. He tried to, but a good job of just getting that hand on the ground on about the 2 and then diving into the end zone for Bright.
So once again, another $5 with that interception from Hudson Industrial Services to the Center Grove Education Foundation. Another $5 to the Center Grove Education Foundation. Compliments of State Farm agent Eric Kwiatkowski, and $10 for that touchdown to the Center Grove High School Athletic Department. Compliments of Hobbig Injury Law.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better start, gentlemen. 2 possessions for Ben Davis, 2 interceptions for that Center Grove defense. And they're up 14 early here. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And that's not what you wanted. You do not want to get behind early if you're Ben Davis by a lot, where you feel like then you have to throw the ball almost every down.
And probably more important than that is you just they get to hang in their head and thinking about getting on the bus and going home.
Yeah, and in case you were wondering, the backup quarterback, and I don't even think it's a backup, I think he just it was a trick play or something. They've only had one other guy throw the ball all season. Actually, Doss is 1 for 6 for -3 yards. So it's not like they've got, another quarterback ready to take over. Remember, their starting quarterback last year transferred to Warren Central, Goss. So he's no longer with them. That one might be, yep, it is. Return.
To the 1 yard line. 0, Rob Reddick with the return, and he is hammered inside the 15-yard line.
That's Paxton again. He plays special teams, and man, right down the middle of the field makes a nice sure tackle against the Kansas commit.
He's a heck of a player, Paxton. I mean, he's good, big, strong, and comes from a family that's had some awfully good players, but he's very, very good. I'd like to see him a year from now.
Football at the Ben Davis 13-yard line. Great special teams play. Ben Davis struggling once again offensively. On the ground to the 16-yard line, 3 yards for the Giants. Jazz Coleman, senior, with the carry. Stanley loses his helmet. He'll have to come off for the Center Grove Trojans. Rick, how about that D-line for the Center Grove Trojans? Lincoln Bright already a pick 6, and we also talk about Kobe Cherry, Jeremy Stanley. We've also seen Cam Linder and, of course, Carson Sloan.
I was going to say both of those are that freshman on the defense. We've seen him make some plays as well. That's a hold against. They didn't call it.
Coleman trying to get to the outside, runs it to the 20, collects 4 yards.
Cherry had a complete arm around him as he was trying to shake free. You'll see it in the middle of the screen, number 9 right there at D-tackle. Watch as he starts to move. Then he got turned by that offensive lineman, but a good job of flying to the football, Ted. And you had 3, 4, 5 Center Grove Trojans around the ball.
Kobe Cherry gets credit for the tackle. 3rd and 3. The call for the Giants, it's a low snap. The freshman has to roll left, throws on the run, completes the pass right at the sticks. He's going to be short by a yard. Be 4th and 1.
That's a great individual tackle there. And these black uniforms are a little bit difficult to read that number from the safety position. If you're Center Grove 20, is that 28?
That made the tackle? Is that what you're saying?
Yoder. Nathan Yoder was on it. Wow, they're going to go for this, Ted?
I mean, maybe try to draw them off.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Scott with the reception, and now the punt unit in for Ben Davis.
I mean, Kevin talked earlier tonight, though, about their punt team. I mean, they only average, 30 points?
31 yards,
yeah. That's a pretty good kick there.
Fair catch at the 40.
Yeah, that one was. That was closer to 40 yards right there.
It was very good.
But once again, good job by that defense, and that tackle by Yoder prevented them from getting the first down. And now Center Grove going to take over a great field position on their second drive of the ball game.
Ane makes the fair catch. Inside 2 minutes left to play in this opening quarter. Center Grove in front, 14-0. 2 interceptions setting up the scores for the Trojans. First one short field, second one was a pick 6. So the defense coming up big here early tonight. Handoff right up the middle, and he's going to go the distance. Chasing him, and they're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Center Grove. That one goes 60 yards right up the gut. Hudson Winkler.
You see it again. It's the quick hitter, and boom. Good vision right there by Winkler. makes one little cut to the right, and once he got past that linebacker position, he was off to the races. Wow.
He's been using that play in my backyard for years.
The neighbor, Winkler.
In
case anybody can't translate what Ted just said. He's a neighbor of Ted's.
Drake and Winkler live within 500 yards of me, and they always got some type of game going on. So good for them. That was a great run.
21-0 Center Grove.
Man, a great blocking up front and that final little push he had. But let's talk about that offensive line. C.J. Cypress, the IU commit, 6'6", 330. Brady Weber right beside him. Ball State commit, 6'5", 285. Charlie Mandeball on the right side, 6'6", 250. And Lincoln Madden, 6 foot 255. He's rotating with Carey. And then in that offensive line tonight is Lincoln Coons, 6 foot 225. So great job by those guys, along with Don Berry up front there to spring Winkler.
And it also answers a lot of questions. I think the Center Grove people probably came here tonight. They've got a lot of questions. What's going to be the offense like? Well, I mean, they always say, who's going to step up and do the work. And so far, you wouldn't even know any difference out there. This CG team is very, very good and looks at trying to win a MIC championship.
This Center Grove team has not missed a beat. You're right about that, Ted. Again, our opening half replays being presented by Reese Restoration. Need home or business repairs? Reese Restoration has you covered. For a free estimate, call 317-954-5408 or visit them online at reeserestorationindy.net. That's Reese Restoration, building trust one project at a time. Appreciate their continued support of Center Grove Trojan football. 21-0, all Center Grove in this opening quarter. Corn Propes. Last one went to the 1. This one's going to drop at the 2. And picked up by Ben Davis, and the tackle made at the 6.
Wow. That was disastrous for them. They kind of looked at each other. You'll see it here. And then even worse for him was that ball just backed up like Ted's 9-iron on the par 3 right there. It just stopped right there. And then that Center Grove kickoff team was right there. So they're going to take over deep in their own possession here, shadow of their own goal line.
Junior Gus Hoffman makes the tackle. You're right, he picked it up at the 2. That was Avery Mitchell. And they're going to spot it. I can't believe he got to the 7. I thought he was more like at the 5, but they're going to put it at the 7. So just a 5-yard return. 1:42 left to play. We're in the opening quarter. 21-0. Center Grove leads Ben Davis. Not much offensively for the Giants. 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, they're just hoping to not have another mistake here deep in their own territory, or they're going to be staring up at a 4-touchdown deficit.
Coleman with the carry. Tackle made by Vinny Hayes, senior defensive back. 2nd down and 8. Canet, freshman quarterback.
That's a lateral.
Throws it kind of a backwards pass, if you will, and after the catch, the lateral, it's going to be enough for a 1st down. He threw it to 1. Kenneth Doss, the sophomore. Lincoln Bright makes the tackle. Football spotted at the 17.
Yep.
7 yards, 1st down. 1 minute left to play in this opening quarter.
That's a big 1st down for them to at least get out from inside their own 10.
Cadet pumps it. Now he's going to try to run the football, and he's taken down. He's going to lose yardage. He's taken down at the 16, loss of 1 yard in our first quarter tonight, being presented in part by the Skin Lab. Discover your best skin yet at the Skin Lab, offering modern aesthetic treatments in a welcoming space where you're treated like family. Call 317-743-8997 or book online at theskinlab.com. Kobe Cherry with the tackle.
Well, and that was a good job. I think that's Linder or maybe it's Sloan. Yeah, it is Sloan on the left defensive end position. He jumped whenever it looked like, so he got his hands up and caused Canet to bring that down and try to run.
Cadet rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run, completes the pass here on the near side. Davion Davis, the senior, with the reception, steps out of bounds at the 25, giving 9 yards.
Yeah, that's a good pickup on 2nd and long there. So now 3rd and 2 for Ben Davis, and could be the last play of the first quarter.
Stops the clock with 9 seconds left in this opening quarter, and what a quarter it's been for the Center Grove defense. 2 interceptions, 1 a pick 6. Cadet handles the high snap, throws, completes. Big hit by the Center Grove Trojans. Football will be placed at the 30-yard line. They'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains for the first down. 5 yards on the completed pass. Highland Higgins with the reception, and that is your final play of the first half. Center Grove 21, Ben Davis 0 here at Ray Skillman Stadium. Tonight's game presented by IU Health. This is Trojan Football.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Back inside Ray Skillman Stadium, 21-0. Center Grove leads Ben Davis. We're ready for the second quarter. Ben Davis with the football from its own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Long pass from Cadet to his side of the field, his sideline. That's Avery Mitchell through the hands, incomplete pass. Ted Kitchell, couldn't ask for a better start for CG.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I mean, the suns went down. It's gotten nice and cool, ready to play, and Center Grove doing an outstanding job, offense and defense.
Oh, pass is complete. Avery Mitchell, the senior, with a great reception.
You got to be smarter than that over on the sideline. You got him out of bounds. There's no reason to then bring him all the way to the ground. So they're going to tack on 15 more yards, and they're going to have the ball right there. You just see it. Just let him go. Instead, Center Grove gets a 15-yarder, and now they're going to have the ball inside the 35.
Mitchell, 21 yards, and then, you're right, add on some more yards with the penalty. He got it all the way to the Center Grove 49, 15-yard penalty. Football now at the Trojan 34. Our second quarter tonight being presented by IU Health and by The Barn at Bay Horse Inn. Cadet taking time. He's in shotgun formation, one running back. He will hand it off, and he is wrapped up immediately. That's Jazz Coleman being wrapped up. Was that Kobe Cherry?
Yeah, that's Cherry. He's got his big paws around him right there. You see him shed the block in the middle of the, kind of lined up as a nose tackle, a little bit of a 3-4 look. He gets through that block and takes him down for a short gain.
1 yard, 2nd down and 9. Again, Kobe Cherry, Purdue commit, celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Football at the Trojan 33. Cadet rolls right, has a blocker. That's Coleman. Gets out of the pocket, throws it out of bounds. Tried to find his receiver down the sideline, but ball's out of bounds. His receiver's out of bounds. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, much better job that time on the edge by Center Grove of not letting him get around there. The one play that they got, the pretty big pickup, he was wide open when he got around to the edge. This time, much better job over there by Center Grove, kind of keeping him hemmed in, and that caused the throwaway.
It appeared to be Durrett, the intended receiver for Ben Davis. 3rd and 9.
You got to figure, Ted, in this part of the field, it's 4-down territory for them.
Trying to run the football, minimal gain. Back to the line of scrimmage. I would say no gain.
That's Cherry again. He fought off the block, and it's almost like Panett just ran right into him.
So no gain, 4th and 9. Kobe Cherry, so impressive. And you're right, they're going to go for it. 5 wide receiver set for the Giants. They're down 21 zip. The freshman quarterback sails one out there, and it nearly got picked off. It's a good thing they knocked it down for good field position.
You don't want that picked off, excuse me.
Turnover on downs.
Knock it down, and you knock it down, you gain yourself 25 yards.
Yeah, I think that was Yoder right there, and you're right. I mean, he's mad at himself because obviously those guys are all trying to pad their stats as well, but you're right. That's just knocking it down saves Center Grove about 22 yards on that one. So that defense bent a little bit again, but then held when Ben Davis got the ball inside the 35.
Mitchell was the intended receiver. Center Grove from their own 33-yard line.
Eric likes big plays after turnovers.
10:20 to play. We're in the second quarter. Winkler chopped down after a gain of 2.
That's a nice play there. I think that was number 10, Jeremiah Murphy, with the tackle.
You know you're good when the roster says, for your position, athlete. That's Ted Kitchell-like right there.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I mean, think about it. Ted tells us back in the day in high school, what? Defensive tackle, tight end, punter,
and snacked extra points. Snap.
Oh, the long snapper. I don't think I knew that.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, heck, his arms, he was halfway back to the punter when he did snap it, so.
Second down and 8. Oscar Sloan looking for Eli Williams. Incomplete pass, no flags.
Wow. I hope we can see that on the replay because he got the jersey. You see him on the far left. He got the jersey pulled on right there that prevented him from getting a step on Reddick.
Rob Reddick on the coverage. Third and 8 for Coach Moore and the Center Grove Trojans. Coach Russ Mann for Ben Davis, now in his 3rd year, 19-9, state champs back in 2023. Beat Crown Point in the 6A state title game, 38-10. The week before that, they beat Center Grove in that tough overtime loss at Ben Davis, 37-34. That one still stinks for the Trojan fans.
He's got a lot of room over there.
Oscar Sloan, the sophomore quarterback, runs for the first down. He's pushed out of bounds. Haven't seen that much out of Oscar getting out of the pocket and scrambling for the first down.
Yeah, and I don't know if Coach Moore is going to want to see that ever again either with the push that he got over there. But you could see it wide open over there. They were bringing some guys, but they got to the inside and broke contain. And he picked up a big first down right there. You're right. He had only 12 carries for 15 yards coming in to tonight, and he gets about 10 or 11 on that one.
Reddick pushed him out of bounds. First down for the Center Grove Trojans. Looks like Winkler getting low. Get those pads low. Gets it close. Nope, it's 25 with the carry for the Center Grove Trojans. That is Jaden Biggerstaff. Again, got the shoulder pads low. Gets it to the Trojan 49, 4 yards. Tackle made by 58 for the Giants. Tyreek Hinton, junior defensive lineman, 300 pounds. 9 minutes to play. We're in the second quarter. Center Grove 21, Ben Davis 0. Dom Berry in motion. Dom's going to try to make the catch, but just let him a little bit too much.
Yeah, and he had some room out there because a pretty good job of blocking. think that was Roman Youngs, the freshman, number 20, out here blocking.
How about Roman Youngs, that catch he had last week, the touchdown reception? That was an incredible touchdown reception and run.
Again, you got to figure he's going to get more involved week to week, obviously with your leading receiver, McClurg, out.
Play action on third down, middle screen.
Oh, he's got all the big uglies out in front of him.
Well done, completes it. That's Biggerstaff. They're trying to escort him to the end zone. He cuts it back. He's close. He's down to the 1 yard line. That's Biggerstaff, the sophomore.
What a well-designed play. Look at those, all 4 guys out there, Ted. And then watch Biggerstaff kind of hesitate a little bit, wait for his blockers to come back. Brady Weber destroys a guy on the 15-yard line. That DB said, I don't know where that freight train came from, but he can go back. Wow, Biggerstaff came up just shy.
50 yards for Biggerstaff. Horton with the saving tackle. Football at the 1. Center Grove in the end zone. Touchdown. Winkler scores from a yard out. 27-0 all CG.
I love that play call on 3rd and 5 or 6. As aggressive as they've been, Ted, on 3rd and long situations, Coach Siderwitz just dialed up the absolute perfect play there with the little screen pass to Biggerstaff.
The drive started at the Center Grove 33, and Center Grove punches it in. Dallas Corncrops is good on the PAT. 28-0 Center Grove.
Yeah, you see the play again, the replay of that long screen pass. Watch 54. He's on the 20s, on the 15. Oh, my goodness. And then you see how excited he is about, hey, he's going to look at that one on film, Ted, and say, hey, coach, did you see I was 50 yards down the field and I pancaked the guy on the 15? They'll say, yes, Brody. Yep. Get some more bacon, get some more eggs. Yep. Ball State commit was rumbling, stumbling, fumbling down there, and man, that was an impressive play. Set up the short touchdown run by Winkler.
Austin checking in. Any updated scores? We'll see some scores here in just a moment. Maybe after this kickoff, Austin. On our Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard, another big night of Indiana high school football. This is what, week 4. Hard to believe, flying by already.
Just got a text, somebody watching from Utah, just outside Zion National Park, watching us on their iPad. Jeff Covert, longtime Center Grove girls basketball board member, or as he's affectionately known to the Embry family, Jeff the Ref.
That's right. Cornprops puts the right foot into it. Another driving kick. This one's going to be returnable inside the 10 to the 20, 25 to the 27. Best field position following the kickoff yet tonight for the Ben Davis Giants. 20 with the return, Avery Price, and 17, that's Isaiah, I assume, probably Braylon Peggy maybe with the tackle possibly.
Paxson.
17 yards with the return, sorry.
Paxson
11, that's True Paxson with the return. And Austin, you want to squeeze in some scores real quick?
Oh, wow.
Brownsburg-Avon tied 7-7 first quarter, playing at Avon. Carmel down in Louisville taking on Trinity, 7-0 Greyhounds, second quarter. Fishers leads HSC 21-0 in the first quarter. That's the Mudsock Bowl, they call it. Big rivalry. 28-0. Center Grove with the lead here over Ben Davis. Again, Paxson made that last tackle, and there's another backwards pass.
Oh,
and
he's throwing. He was trying to throw.
Yeah, he looked, but good defense down the field by the corner for Center Grove. He stayed with the man.
Yeah,
good job.
I think that's Burnett over there, number 18, and he just gave a thumbs up to the sideline because obviously that's something that they saw on film, and Goss was the other one. I told you that, or Das, I should say, is the one that has thrown a couple passes this year. So good job by Burnett.
Doss does collect yardage on that play of 4 yards. Again, you saw him try to pump and thought about throwing, but made the right decision. Football at the 32.
Oh, my.
Nice big hit by the Center Grove defender. Is that Paxson again?
Oh, my, yep.
11. Paxson, the linebacker.
Watch him just come from about 5 yards deep. He reads it. Boom.
No gain. Looks like just back to the 32. That was Coleman with the carry. 3rd and 4. The call for Coach Russ Mann for Ben Davis. Kennett, the freshman quarterback, clean pocket, and then got knocked down as he released it. Throws a strike. It is complete to Davion Davis.
That was a perfect pass right there. I mean, he hit him in stride. I thought it might be too far, but Davis went and ran it down, and it was right before he got hit.
51 yards for Davis, and he's down to the 14-yard line at the Center Grove 14. Best play yet tonight for the Ben Davis Giants offensively. Kennett hands it off. Not much there.
Oh, there is a flag right there. Sideline or
7. That's Stevens with the run.
It was sideline warning. So that's their first warning on that Ben Davis sideline. It should be second down.
Yeah, it's 2nd down at 10. No gain at the 14. Still says first down on the scoreboard, and we believe it should be 2nd and 10. Going back to Stevens to the 5, looking for the end zone. Did he get to the pylon? He's out of bounds at the half-yard line. Nope, they're going to say touchdown. They're going to say he hit the pylon, touchdown. Stevens, 14 yards out. Watch the replay.
Well, 2 good cuts there. A pretty good block there, and then one guy got pushed in the back. But Stevens was able to get in the end zone, and boy, did Ben Davis need that big 3rd and long pass play there that got them into range.
6:46 to play in this opening half, and the Giants are on the board. Brian Garcia Diaz, senior kicker, in for the PAT kick. He is 6 of 6 on PATs and now 7 of 7. 28-7, Center Grove leads it. Ben Davis definitely needed something positive here on offense.
Coach Moore talked about in the pregame, you can't allow them big plays, and that's exactly what happened. If, like we talked about in the first quarter, if they're going to drive the ball 80 yards and 13, 14 plays, then you're going to tip your cap and say they did it without any mistakes. But you let one of those fast wide receivers get behind you for a big play, and then they punch it in a couple plays later.
It only took 2 plays. I mean, they're on like the 40-yard line. They throw it 50 yards, and the next one the guy runs it in. And 2 plays rather than 15 plays, and just way too easy.
One of our proud sponsors for CG Football is John Bontrager of Allstate Financial. Planning for your future, Allstate representative John Bontrager in Greenwood offers personalized financial services for your unique needs. Call 317-888-3200 today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
We're going to have Mr. Bontrager dress up like Mayhem sometime on a commercial or something like that.
I would like that. That would be good.
Do something.
That would be good. Hey, we got Eli Williams back deep for the Trojans, along with Brody Tilton and Ricky Lange. Haven't seen Ricky Lange yet tonight.
We will.
Mr. Excitement. Brian Garcia Diaz, the senior, will kick off. 9 kickoffs. He's averaging 48 yards per kickoff, 1 touchback. Going to try an onside kick, and the ball goes out of bounds. Ben Davis could not corral it. They had it in the hands momentarily, but the Ben Davis player couldn't hold on to it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Trojan ball.
Yeah, that was actually Wyatt Hodson, number 30, that knocked it out. That was a great onside kick, and he kind of hit the Ben Davis guy and caused him to fumble it out of bounds, or they would have been in business. Center Grove going to have to pay attention to that and do a better job of that the next time. There's no way that's their ball. That's it.
Why is it
They're saying
Ben Davis
he had
ball?
possession. He had possession, and then it got knocked out of bounds. That's a terrible call.
Wow. They're going to give it to Center Grove's going to lose possession. They never had possession. They're going to give it to Ben Davis. Watch it again here.
So they're saying he has it in his arms enough. There's no way that he had possession of that. That's an awful call.
So the football's at the Center Grove 47. It's Ben Davis ball with 6:46 to play in the first half. Yeah, I don't see that at all.
That's one that we get used to seeing the challenge flag thrown, Ted, on Saturdays and Sundays. That would have definitely been overturned. He's got some space out to the edge.
Gets the first down that Ben Davis sideline, ripped out of bounds. Nice run by number 6, Avery Mitchell, the senior wide receiver. Ane makes the tackle. Football is at the 23-yard line.
Well, and you let them, after having them dead to rights, and you let them get a big play on offense, then you have a big play on special teams, and then they run a little razzle-dazzle, and they're close to cutting this lead in half in a mere 2 or 3 minutes.
21 yards on the play for the Ben Davis Giants. New set of downs. Again, the football at the Center Grove 23-yard line. Cadet taking some time here in shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff, taking a shot to the end zone. Led his man too much. Incomplete pass. Good coverage by the Trojans in the secondary. 3 was the intended receiver, Davion Davis.
Yeah, he led him a little bit too much because he did have a step on Center Grove DB.
Willie, that was Nathan Yoder on the coverage, 28.
Might have been Poston.
Was it Poston?
Yeah, 10 over there.
Second down at 10. Back to the ground game. Big hit in the hole. Was that Kobe Cherry making the hit? Coleman with the carry. That looks like Frankie Hayes might have made that big hit for the Trojans. 6 yards for Coleman. 3rd and 4 for the Giants. Coleman in the backfield. Canet in the gun. He's going to hand it off to Coleman. Trying to run for the first down. He's got it. Boy, he's a load, isn't he? Coleman's 5'11", 205 pounds, and he gets it to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and really after those first 3 or 4 possessions when Center Grove's defense was not allowing anything on the ground, the last couple, Ben Davis has found something, and their blocking's been much improved, and now they're 1st and goal.
11 yards. Tackle made by Ane, and now a player down for the Trojans. It's Lincoln Bright. He's going to need some time here. Might be a cramp.
Oh, my goodness. Now they just threw a flag on Center Grove's defense because he was trying to get the referee's attention, and they're going to throw an unsportsmanlike conduct? Are you serious?
Maybe he said a choice word or two. Possibly. Don't know. Now Coach Moore coming out to talk things over with the officials. Same official that said that Ben Davis did possess the ball before it went out of bounds on the onside kick. And now Coach Moore is out on the field asking about this penalty flag. So Lincoln Bright, it appears it could be a cramp, the way he's grabbing and stretching his leg. Lincoln now to his feet, trying to walk off the field.
that's going to be half the distance.
Football's at the 8, so you're right, give it half the distance here to the goal line.
What's the penalty?
We think Lincoln.
Paxson was trying to get the attention of the ref that Bright was down, and all of a sudden the flag came out. So, yeah, like
maybe something was said.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is what they called on Paxson.
So the football's at the 4. It's first and goal at the 4.
Yep.
5.5 minutes left to play first half. Boy, this thing has turned around quickly. Fumbled on the snap, and now Cadet's under pressure. Paxson takes him down. He is sacked. Well done by Paxson. Watch the replay.
Yeah,
bad snap.
Bad snap right there. And Cadet's lucky he got on it. Tried to pick it up and do something with it, but Paxson along with I don't know who the other guy was that back there combined on that sack.
Football at the 15, loss of 11 yards. Second down and goal from the 15. Cadet pumps it, rolls out to his right, extends the play. Now he's trying to look for some yards by using his feet, steps out of bounds.
Wow, he gave him another.
They're going to put it at the 5. They gave him 10 yards. I thought he might have stepped out a little bit prior to that. We'll watch the replay.
We got a big
There is zero chance he got all the way to the 5-yard line where the ball was. Third down, but I'm sure it's 4-down territory here.
So it's third and goal at the 5.
Now what are we doing?
Again, that last sack by CG. Compliments of Hudson Industrial Services. Another $5 to the Center Grove Education Foundation. Cadet play action. He's throwing. His receiver fell down. Incomplete pass. Fourth and goal at the 5.
Now that was just weird from the start. It looked like the referee was having some mic issues, and then all of a sudden Ben Davis has to hurry to get that playoff. Tight end just fell down.
It looked like he might have tripped over somebody's foot. So it's fourth and goal at the 5. I might have said fourth and goal, but it's now fourth and goal. Might have said fourth and goal prior. They're going for it. At least they're lining up to go for it.
Yeah, you got
He
to.
pitches it forward, and it's a touchdown. 23 goes in for the score. Is that a shovel pass to Caleb Scott? He's a senior, 6'2", 225 pounds. Watch the replay. You see the shovel pass from the freshman QB.
Yeah, they blocked that well. Took the D tackle inside and put the D end outside, and Scott just slips underneath. So Ben Davis right back in this ball game.
Brian Garcia Diaz with the PAT kick. It is good, and it goes from 28-0 Center Grove to 28-14. Cut in half. That deficit cut in half. Some big plays and a few mistakes by the Center Grove Trojans.
Yep, exactly right. Gave up a big play, third and long, and then you give up that special teams onside kick.
Hey, let's go back to our scoreboard presented by Dan Gandolf Financial Services. Westfield shutting out Noblesville 17-0 second quarter. In the first quarter, Roncalli leads Columbus North 14-6. Second quarter, Lawrence North winning big at North Central 21-7. Also in the second quarter, Warren Central 14, Lawrence Central 0. At Decatur Central, the Hawks winning big over Martinsville 35-0. Decatur Central again in Class 5A, or 6A I should say, a ranked team. And Chittard shutting out Cathedral 13-0 in the second quarter. Franklin Central at home trailing Zionsville, I should say up on Zionsville 13-6 in the second quarter. And Southport at home trailing Pike 20-0 in the second quarter. Again here, it's 28-14. Center Grove leads Ben Davis. Last time they did an onside kick, and it worked.
So now Center Grove much wider than their front five.
Diaz, pop-up kick, short, going to go to the 25, taking that to the 30, and going to be tapped, and they fumbled, and it's going to be Ben Davis ball.
Are you kidding me?
Center Grove fumbles. That was 14. Aiden Francis, the senior, split in. I think Coach in that situation would like to see a fair catch.
Yep.
Do a fair catch and take the football at the 25, and then he comes up to the 32 and had it knocked out of his hands. And it will be Ben Davis ball at the 33-yard line, at the Center Grove 33.
You don't normally see these kind of mistakes by the Center Grove team, and after they jumped on top with almost a perfect, little over a quarter, they've absolutely a lot of mistakes here. That defense has been on the field now for probably the better part of about 6 or 7 minutes on the clock.
Crowd getting into it. This defense, they need a little assistance. They've been on the field for some time. Breaking tackles right up the gut. Number 7, Jamil Stevens.
And you have a tired defense out there right now. You can see they had him in the backfield and couldn't make a couple tackles.
10 yards to the 23. First down. Tackle made by Blaze Wittis, senior DB. Ben Davis has all the momentum here in this second quarter after Center Grove had a great opening quarter. A better job here defensively. Trojans.
They better be careful.
Able to stuff the hole that time, and Kobe Cherry drives the running back. That's Stevens with a no gain on the play. Kobe with the tackle. And they'll give him some forward progress. They're going to put it at the 21. They're going to say 2 yards. Second down and 8. 3:15 to play in this first half. Cannett rolls right, has a man in the end zone. He's wide open. Touchdown. Davion Davis with the 21-yard touchdown reception. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. It looked like Center Grove was headed toward a running clock for the second half, 28-0, and now it's 28-20.
And our offense hasn't touched the ball, and scored with 8 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this quarter, and the offense hasn't touched the ball, and they've seen that lead go from 28-0 to 28-21.
Whistles before the snap on the PAT kick. I don't know if we have a timeout. Do we have a penalty?
Encroachment on Center Grove.
Yeah, it was a penalty against the Trojans. Coach Mann says decline the penalty. Diaz puts the right foot into it. It's good. 28-21. Center Grove by 7. Led 21-0 after the first quarter. Began the second quarter with a score and got up 28-zip, but since then, it's been all Ben Davis. The wheels have kind of fallen off here for the Center Grove Trojans.
3 minutes and 35 seconds of game action. 21-0 Ben Davis, and 0 seconds of time of possession for Center Grove's offense.
Yeah, they aren't doing anything different than they did the first quarter and a half. Center Grove is just making mistakes, coverage mistakes, special team mistakes, and Ben Davis says they're always going to have good athletes, and you give them a little confidence. Now all of a sudden they look like a different football team than they started tonight.
Stay tuned. Coming up in just a few moments, we'll have our Race Going Auto Group halftime show. Center Grove Bantam Football League night. Got some of the Bantam players and junior Trojan coach and the board president join us in just a few moments. Also, Center Grove High School principal Tracy McMahon will be our special guest as well. So 2 effective kickoffs for Ben Davis. First one, onside. They recovered. Second one, kind of a pop-up kick. Fumble by the Trojans. Squib kick. Going to be scooped up at the 27. Running to the far side of the field to the 32 and slammed down. That's Ricky Lange with the return for the Center Grove Trojans.
And you got a completely different team on that sidelines than a mere 5 minutes ago on that clock. It's just the insanity of high school football. That Ben Davis team was ready to get on that bus and go home, and then you let them get that big play, and everybody's like, hey, it's just one play that you gave up. Well, that one play completely turned around their offense, and then 2 special teams mistakes by that Center Grove kickoff return team, and Ben Davis right back in this one with a lot more confidence.
Trojans running the football. Another big opening for Winkler to the 40, 30. They're chasing him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown!
Wow! 69 yards.
What a run by Winkler.
What happened? What happened?
Incredible.
Wow. Man, and you thought for sure one of those guys was going to catch him. 0. And Winkler just kept plugging away, and that young man has had a heck of a first half.
That's a big answer that he just gave you right there. As far as, are you going to go in at halftime and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to do something about it? And he said, we've decided we're going to do something about it. This half's not over.
Great response. PAT kick by Dallas. Cornpropes is good. 35-21. Center Grove leads it by a couple of touchdowns.
I hope you bet the over in tonight's game, Ted.
Wow.
We're probably there at halftime. Wow. Man, Winkler, great blocking on that left side again, and that's where you see those big boys, Seifried and Weber. They ran right behind those 2 guys, and Winkler got into the secondary and did just enough.
It looked like they were going to catch him. It looked like Ben Davis, they were going to catch him, and he was just enough football speed that he's able to pull by him, and that's a big play right before halftime.
Well, and that's Reddick that was chasing him, the Kansas commit, number 0. But Winkler was able to hold him off just enough to get in that end zone. A 59-yard TD run and a 69-yard TD run. And a 1-yarder for Winkler all
3 scores for
half.
Winkler. Impressive. I think you heard about that Texas Roadhouse Award that we like to give out each Friday night to the best performance. I think he's in that pole position at the moment.
He absolutely is. Now can your defense kind of pick itself up after a rough 5 minutes and get a stop here at the end of the second quarter? Give yourself a little bit of momentum going into halftime.
Dallas ready to kick off. He's been busy tonight. Kickoffs, PAT kicks. I don't think he's punted once yet tonight.
He is not. That one's going to go into the
touchback for Dallas. So Ben Davis from its own 20. 2:53 left to play in this opening half. A lot of fireworks. And I'm not talking about the ones before the game or after Center Grove touchdowns. I'm talking about what's happening on the field. A lot of offense here in this first half.
This is a big possession. I think it's a big possession for both teams because Ben Davis is kind of riding a high on offense. They feel like they figured out a couple things against Center Grove. They scored some touchdowns on some short fields. Now they want to see if if they can keep that momentum up on offense and get a long touchdown drive here.
Kennett, the freshman quarterback, hands it off to Jazz Coleman.
Cherry again.
Cherry must be difficult to block. He is in on about every play between him and True Paxson. So Coleman gets a couple of yards, and that's it.
And some of that, I think, after being off all last year with that injury, is I think he's finally getting into a little bit of game shape. And, I mean, he played well in the first 3 games, but we did not call his name near what we're calling it tonight.
Second down and 9. Kennett tucks it after he tried to throw it. He's going to be hit pretty hard, and now somebody lost his helmet. That's Stanley loses his helmet for a second time tonight. He's got to come off for one play. A couple of yards for the freshman quarterback. Brings up third, and looks like 6 yards.
Man, Kennett said Cherry just fell right on top of him as he was scrambling.
Kennett not very big, 5'9", 155-pound freshman quarterback. Threw a couple of interceptions early, but seems to be starting to relax and stay composed, making some plays. Here's a long pass, and he completes the pass, and Ben Davis is going to go for the score.
I mean, there's a flag, but it's a hold or a pass interference on Center Grove, so goodness.
Davion Davis with the reception and touchdown, 80 yards. What's happened to Center Grove secondary? They struggled in week 2. Rick, you and I went up to call that game at Carroll, and we're seeing those struggles here again tonight.
I mean, you're just letting guys get behind you. I mean, right there, it's just he's just throwing it up and doesn't care if it gets intercepted. And the safety took a poor angle on that. He went underneath instead of holding back on the ball. And then that left the cornerback, who also was holding the wide receiver as well. Man.
Davis, 80-yard touchdown reception.
That was ugly.
Diaz PAT kick is good. They're back within a score, 35-28. We talk about it, just can't let that receiver get behind you. But they have tremendous speed and good size, the receivers for Ben Davis.
Well, you're going to have to make adjustments, obviously, on that defensive side. You can see Coach Daniels absolutely furious on the sideline of his team. So you've got to make adjustments at halftime because, first 4 possessions, you look like you were the 85 Bears on defense. And then all of a sudden you let Kennett run around a little bit out there and he just starts throwing long balls.
That's why you have halftime, right? To make adjustments. Center Grove still with some time here in this first half, 1:29 until intermission. See if they can put something together. Maybe one more scoring drive. Center Grove again has won 9 of the last 10 games against Ben Davis. They've won the last 6 in a row during the regular season and the last 4 here at home, but that might be in jeopardy, that streak tonight.
On Ben Davis, I might think about another onside kick.
They've done the onside, they've done the pop-up kick, the squib kick. Line drive kick going to be taken just inside the 15-yard line. Hang on to that football. Good return across the 35.
That's Francis there. So
Aiden Francis.
123 and 3 timeouts. Ted, we might not be the first team to 50 wins tonight. It might be the first team to 70. Center Grove does get the ball to start the second half, but man, it'd be nice to put some more points on the board here at the first half.
At the Trojan 37.
That ain't going to do it.
Loss of yardage at the 35. Loss of 2 yards. Ben Davis was ready for that play. Second down at 12. Coach letting that clock run might be the best thing right now. Let that clock run. We're inside a minute. Don Berry brings in the next play. Should say Eli Williams, 84. Delayed handoff. Tackled just shy, right at the 40-yard line, 5 yards.
They don't have to snap one if they don't want to, so.
Third down.
Looked like 35 with the carry. Owen Oliver. Center Grove may elect to let that clock run out. You're right. Coach Moore's taking off the headsets. You're right. A lot of cheering and a lot of confidence on that Ben Davis side. Center Grove jumped out to a 28-0 lead, and now it's 35-28. We've got a ball game going into halftime here at Ray Skillman Stadium. Stay tuned. Coming up after the break, we'll have our Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Trojans by a touchdown here at intermission. This is CG Football presented by IU Health.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Closes in days, not weeks.
Well, it looks like the hometown team of Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lenders is running some really great plays.
Yeah, Walker. It is the winning combination of in-house processing and underwriting, along with providing 5-star customer service that gets you to the closing table fast.
It's pretty evident that Bailey & Wood is the winning team for all your mortgage needs.
Mortgages and snacks.
Yeah.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
It's absolutely special, obviously, to have a kid in the Super Bowl and to have a kid win a national championship in college.
Play in the NFL. You know, that's every little kid's dream when they step on a football field. But just being able to get to that, you know, that opportunity and moment, especially being with the Chiefs, like I was saying, it's just been a blessing. And Coach Moore, all my family, and all my friends around me too have helped me along the way.
Ever since I stepped foot off of Center Grove, I've definitely heard from, honestly, I'd say thousands of people from around this community, and I've just felt so much love from them. It's been great.
We have a great professional community because our parents are caring and our parents understand the importance of Center Grove. So many great schools come here to recruit, and everybody asks me, well, why would schools, these great academic schools, come here? Because they know they get the best student athletes. Center Grove teachers are the best teachers, and they teach college prep classes.
I feel like with Center Grove, I feel like you just set at a higher standard just from everybody. And it kind of just pushes you to want to be the best version of yourself.
Man, it's just been an amazing opportunity just to grow up in this, you know, this type of area. Even since we were young, all the families, parents, moms and dads have been there for everybody.
That family atmosphere where everybody takes care of everybody and we don't really worry about what's outside of our community. It's just we take care of ourselves so well.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for the support. It means the world to me.
there's a great community and a great atmosphere just for everything you do in Center Grove. I feel like everything you do, you have a great mindset, and just all the people you're around, you feel like you're loved and you're supported by everything you do.
I love that they're humble, and I love that they still love to practice. But what I love the most is they're just the greatest young men of all.
The GMC Sierra EV exceeds everything you thought an electric truck could be. Navigate your way with a massive customizable touchscreen. Experience the convenience of hands-free driving with Super Cruise. And the Sierra EV can double as a mobile power source with 10 outlets, even powering your home for up to 21 days. This month only, lease a GMC Sierra EV for as low as $749 a month and never be left in the dark again. Only at Ray Skillman GMC.
Welcome back inside Ray Skillman Stadium. We're at halftime, 35-28. Center Grove Trojans lead the Ben Davis Giants here at intermission. Tracy McMahon, Center Grove High School principal, join us here at halftime. First of all, Tracy, thank you for taking time to join us. I know you've been enjoying the game tonight down on the sideline.
Yeah, good to be here, Kevin. Thank you so much. There's nothing better than Friday Night Lights at Center Grove. So
exactly right. And we got another beautiful night of football. Interesting first half. Center Grove jumped on Ben Davis 28-0, but the Giants, don't count them out. They're back in this ball game. We got a heck of a ball game. Center Grove by 7 here at intermission. But first of all, Tracy, you've been Center Grove's principal now for about 15 months, and you've opened what I would call just a beautiful new addition to the high school, and also you graduated your first class, some record numbers, over 700 students in that graduating class, and also enrollment is close to 3,000. Just kind of get us caught up. How's everything going for you as the new principal?
I just feel really fortunate to have been in the corporation for 25 years. I feel like I kind of had a head start in my principalship because I have been here and have had the good fortune of watching all of the programs that Center Grove has had, starting as a teacher and then moving into the dean's role, and then as an assistant principal for 8 years. I didn't have to adjust to new systems. I didn't need to get to know my community as well, and my staff members and students. So it allowed us to really just to take off and get going on some of the things that we wanted to work on to make Center Grove better. And you're right, we're super proud of the things that we did this last year. We have all of our athletics, our performing groups, our clubs are growing, which is exciting. It's one way for a big school to feel like it's a little bit smaller. Our classes have outstanding programs, whether it's art that are striving to do new things and winning Gold Key Awards, or our construction classes, which are working to connect kids with union jobs. We're just really proud of the work between AP testing, the record number for our graduation rate coming up. Got a great staff behind me, and I'm just really proud to be a part of this great community.
And Tracy, as we talk, we're watching the Center Grove High School marching band here at halftime. A lot of compliments to the marching band, not only for what they do at halftime, but also during the game last week, playing during the first half, doing it again tonight, and of course the second half last week. But just a wonderful job by the band.
Yeah, I am so excited for them. In that hiring process, Kevin Schessler obviously had been a staple here at Center Grove for so many years, and so definitely a tough replacement, but I feel like we really hit a home run with Reggie Humphrey. He comes to us from Georgia, but his wife is traditionally here from Center Grove, actually is a Center Grove grad, and he's got a lot of great goals. And one of the things that we talked about as he was in the hiring process was, what can we do for Friday Night Lights? This is just a great opportunity to perform in front of 7,000 people, and what a great way to promote our band and to help increase recruitment for them. And so he took that to heart and is bringing some things that he did from Georgia, like playing during the game, and really just helping our kids get super focused and high expectations and performing. So he's loving it. Our kids are. When I talked to him in the hall, they said they had a blast last Friday, and I think they've done an even better job this week.
Also, another big milestone is the return back to the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference. A big announcment yesterday, the Trojans, and along with the Carmel Greyhounds, going back to the MIC. Maybe explain what went into rejoining the MIC and why now.
No, that's a good question. I think the field of education is a tough one to be in right now. And for me, as a new principal, I'm looking for people to connect with and ways to help make our community better. And knowing the relationship that we've had with those principals and superintendents and community within the MIC, it provided me an opportunity to kind of learn from their experiences, being new on the job. And being in the community for the 25 years, I saw the great things and benefits that our students and our coaches and our teachers receive from being part of a conference. So for me, knowing that those accolades were out there and that it could be mutually beneficial for our school and our community as well as theirs to learn and grow from each other, it was a nice opportunity. Sandra Squire from Ben Davis was my mentor last year. And so that also gave us some great headway into some conversations about what are some goals we have for our school and our community. And so we were really hoping together that we can utilize each other's strengths so that each of our groups can become better.
Also, maybe some other benefits as far as being a part of this conference, as far as in terms of scheduling, travel. You're talking about the resource allocation that our teams may not have had when they were independent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Our athletic department's done a great job as far as getting the schedules, organized and thought out for the last 3 to 4 years, but there's definitely something to be said about those traditional rivalries. And as our athletic department self-funded, that's a lot of money that our boosters help pay and commit to doing things like travel. And if that money can go to other student items for those athletes, I think that's a great idea. For us, there's nothing better than being able to travel with a crowd 25 to 30 minutes away. And that's something that our students and our athletes look forward to. And so it's really just that tradition of competition and those rivalries that take place. So we feel moving into a conference that obviously that's strong athletically will allow our community to be able to travel and be a part of all of those things, as well as allow students to be celebrated as part of conference championships and being able to celebrate them and their hard work in those areas, being all conference. Those are just some nice accolades that kids really work hard for, and it's a sense of pride for them.
And also through the years, we've always seen the great rivalry between Center Grove and Carmel, and I think it's going to be great to see that start up again next year with the Copper Kettle game at Carmel. I think it's in week 5, but Center Grove and Carmel through the years, it's been great competition on the field.
Yeah, and I've had some great conversations with Dr. Tim Ferris, who's their principal. We had a conversation when I first was hired in this position, and just really looking forward as 2 large schools in the area to bounce ideas off of each other. And it's really been a great friendship that's grown, and we felt like in our community's best interest that it would be positive to re-engage in those conversations of scheduling.
Center Grove High School Principal Tracy McMahon, thank you for taking some time here at halftime to talk to us. A lot of news this week with Center Grove and Carmel rejoining the MIC, and that's going to start next school year, but just appreciate your time here at halftime.
Of course. Thanks so much, Kevin.
Thank you very much. Tracy McMahon joined us here at intermission. Our score, you see it, 35-28, Center Grove by 7. Our halftime show will continue after this timeout.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Simple moments, ordinary experiences. They happen every day. Each one of them small, yet make our lives special. Maintained by a company that cares about you. Everyday moments like these brought to you by Peterman Brothers, where great service runs in the family.
Our car wash remembers your car's quirks better than your favorite barista remembers your coffee order. Delivering a wash experience as smooth and effortless as your morning latte.
It may be intense, it may be emotional, but it's only a game. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you of these sportsmanship tips.
When an official makes a call, accept it. When a member of the opposing team makes a great play, applaud it.
When an opponent extends a hand after the game, shake it.
Play it cool, practice sportsmanship. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport. Go Trojans, go Trojans.
The GMC Sierra EV exceeds everything you thought an electric truck could be. Navigate your way with a massive customizable touchscreen. Experience the convenience of hands-free driving with Super Cruise. And the Sierra EV can double as a mobile power source with 10 outlets, even powering your home for up to 21 days. This month only, lease a GMC Sierra EV for as low as $749 a month and never be left in the dark again. Only at Ray Skillman GMC.
Time. Center Grove leads Ben Davis 35-28. Had a few mistakes in this opening half. Turnovers by both teams. A lot of scoring. It is Center Grove Bantam Football League night, and a couple of guests join us here in the press box. We have Aaron Holterman, the president of the Center Grove Bantam Football League. Also Andy Moore, the head coach of the Junior Trojans. And also a couple of Bantam players with us tonight. We'll get to them in just a moment. But first, Aaron Holterman, give us an update. Center Grove Bantam Football League, best league going in the state of Indiana, maybe the Midwest. Coach Moore and what he does here at the high school level all the way down to the Bantam League. It's quite awesome.
Yeah, we're very blessed to have the facilities we have and the people involved. We have a mission statement that is to be the premier Bantam football or the premier sports program in the state, and I think everyone really works hard to make that happen.
Just give us an idea how many weeks you're now into the season and how things are progressing. Maybe give us some numbers. How many kids are participating this year?
Yep. So we've seen growth the last 3 years, and this year kind of topped, and we're right around the same numbers we've been for the last 3 years. And so we're looking at 200 cheerleaders. We have over 100 kids in flag. We've got over 250, 300 in tackle. So well over 500 kids in the league. We're week 8, week 9. We got 2 weeks left, and then we're going to start playoffs here and wrap that up before before fall break, and then after fall break we'll get into our Pro Bowl.
And tomorrow, Aaron, a huge day, military day out at Bantam.
Yep, that's a big deal. It's a tradition for several years. We honor all of our service members, so we encourage, if you're a service member, past or present, please come out. We'll honor you before kickoff of each game, and just really pay tribute and say thank you.
Also, you talked about Super Bowls will be October the 4th. It'll be here before you know it, and it's always a special day of football.
Yep, it's a big day of football, and we try to make it special, and that's something we've tried to have you guys come out and film, and so that way people have it for time to come.
Also joining us, Junior Trojans coach Andy Moore. I think now, your second year coach with JRT?
Second year down there. Yeah, I've been at Bantam for 7 or 8 years, coaching in the rec league and on the board, different positions. And second year as the head Junior Trojan coach. I still have got the same staff from last year. Clay Hadley, Nick Davis are my line coaches. Coach Ed Brickley's our defensive coordinator. I got Paul Bennett on staff, linebacker, running back coach, and I've got Ryan Smith, who's also with Coach Bennett, helping out with the linebackers and running backs. So we've got a great staff. We're 4-1 right now, and we've got a really solid team. We're one of the top teams in the IEFA, and got Pike this week, tomorrow at our place at 2 o'clock. Come out and check out some football. Kids get after it, and it's a fun environment down there. So we're excited to host Pike tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Aaron, Andy, we have some players with us. Introduce our guests behind you.
Yeah, well, we've got 5th grade. My son Nolan made an appearance. We'll see if we can get him to talk. And from 6th grade, we have
Carter Skelton.
And Carter Skelton is the Junior Trojan quarterback. He's got a big live arm, and Coach Bennett says he may have the strongest arm of any Junior Trojan he's seen in the last 15 to 20 years. So
wow.
We expect big things out of Carter coming up, and he's a good leader, great kid, great student. Also tomorrow at our game, we're inviting, our kids invited their favorite teacher, so the teachers are going to be out there. We're going to honor them before the game, just so they can see our kids not only compete in the classroom, but we do other things outside the classroom, and come check us out in our hard work outside the classroom.
And before I let you guys go, it takes a lot of people to put on a great youth program. We're talking about the parents, the volunteers, the coaches, the cheerleaders, everything. It takes a community, and just maybe, Aaron, if you guys want to talk to that a little bit before we get to our second half.
Yeah, we've got a board of about 30 members, and it takes all of us. I mean, it is a second full-time job to be out there to run things. A lot of people don't know we're one of the few programs in the state that own our own facility, and so that's us, right? We have to raise the funds. We have to find that, and something we're very proud of is we have kept costs down for our enrollment for the last, Andy, at least 6 years since we've been there, right? We have not raised fees, and we go out and find it in the community, so that way kids can play football.
And Coach Andy Moore, maybe talk about Coach Eric Moore and his involvement with the Bantam League. I know when I was down there with my kids, he was always out there on Saturday, highly visible. I assume he's down there virtually every Saturday still.
Yeah, I heard he was down there twice last Saturday, so I actually saw him over by the coffee shop. He came in to say hi to Jackson at the barbershop. I passed him. And then I saw he was out there at the Bantam Fields. Then there was a little break out there, and then we had our Junior Trojan game at 3 o'clock, and Coach Moore was back out there watching football, standing under the shade tree, and he waited a couple days. We took a loss last week. He texted me a couple days later and gave me some feedback. So he's not only down there to support the kids, he's helping me out as well, and always giving positive feedback. And Coach is the best, man, and that's why the program is what it is, and we're lucky to have him still.
Andy, Aaron, appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. Anything else? You want to ask one quick question?
Quick question, Carter. What's your favorite part about playing out of Bantam?
Throwing touchdowns and throwing dimes and being out here with my buddies.
Boy. Nolan, what's your favorite part? Getting shy? Play with your friends? Yeah, he said play with his friends.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Go Trojans.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Again, Center Grove Bantam Football League night. Appreciate the couple of players joining us, along with Aaron Holterman, board president, Andy Moore, head coach of the Junior Trojans. Also, both of those fine young men, Holterman and Moore, played for Coach Moore back in the day here at Center Grove. And we're ready for the second half. That concludes our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show.
Kevin, you didn't get a chance to take a breath there after that. I don't even know how to describe that second quarter, but
I've got some halftime stats. We'll get to them in just a moment as we kick off to begin the third quarter.
Have they scored yet?
They didn't score during halftime, thankfully.
Oh, good.
Not that I'm aware of. The Trojans return it to the 27. Halftime stats: passing, Sloan for Center Grove 2 of 4, 71 yards. Biggerstaff 1 for 50 yards on the ground, and then Winkler had 8 carries for 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's see, the passing for Ben Davis, 14 of 21, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Davis, 5 catches, 163 yards, 2 TDs, and rushing Stevens, 6 carries, 34 yards, 1 touchdown. All right, here we go. Center Grove with the football. Biggerstaff will run to the 30-yard line.
Well, let's see what type of adjustments were made at halftime. It was a long halftime. obviously, I'm sure they had a lot to talk about after those last 4 or 5 minutes of that first half. So let's see what Coach Moore had to say.
I mean, you've got to put points on the board, obviously. Ben Davis is just going to drop back and fling it up in the air like they did in the first half, so you got to match them and score points, and you're going to see a lot of probably Biggerstaff and Lange here in the second half. Good couple gains by Biggerstaff on first and second down.
Yeah, they definitely have went back to running the football about 90% of the time. They're with a young quarterback and some new guys in those positions. They're taking their time and being careful.
Football at the 36, third and short for the Trojans. Center Grove runs for the first down, gets it across the 40 to the 41-yard line, 5 yards for the Center Grove Trojans. With the carry, that is number 25, Jaden Biggerstaff. And Rick, we just got word, we believe that Winkler is not going to be available here in the second half due to possible injury.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that means, but that just means next guy up. So Biggerstaff and Lange are going to get a lot of the carries here in the second half, and they're trying to calm things down here behind that big offensive line.
Ricky Lange looked outside, did the right thing, did cut it up and got a few positive yards. He gets it to the 44, 3 yards for Ricky Lange. Tackle made by Keontae Toomer.
We get them comfortable running the football as they're doing right now. I mean, obviously that's when you want to fake one into the line and get downfield with a pass.
Third quarter tonight being presented by IU Health and by Morgan Insurance Group. Our second half replay presented by Howard Companies. Biggerstaff trying to spin his way as he got to the line of scrimmage. Falls forward to the 47. Give him 3 yards.
Yeah, you're right, Ted, though. They start getting more and more guys in the box to try to stop that running attack. That's when you need to slip Don Barry or somebody straight down the field past those safeties that are peeking in the backfield a little ways. But third and about 5 or 6, and the last thing you want to do if you're Center Grove is immediately turn the ball over back to Ben Davis at the start of the second half.
Trojans trying to run for the first down. Biggerstaff went left, nothing there. Does a good job with good vision, goes to his right.
Yeah, you got to go for this.
He gets it to the Ben Davis 49. Looks like they're going to be just a yard shy. 4 yards for Biggerstaff, so Rick and Ted, 4th and 1.
It was quite an effort. I mean, he spun and he was able to pick up that additional yardage, but it's going to be 4th down and 1. Right at the 50-yard line, basically.
Cope made that last tackle, and the Center Grove Trojans appear to have the first down. Not by much. Gets about a yard and a half. Was that Biggerstaff?
Yeah, it's been a steady diet of Biggerstaff, the exception of 1 carry for Lange. But you're also going to see some other guys, Kevin, that got in on the action last week in that Marion blowout. You're going to see Tilton. You might see Owen Oliver. Both those guys ran the ball pretty effectively last week. So there's going to be opportunities for running backs.
Hinton with the tackle, 2 yards, first down. Ricky Lange cuts it up, 40, 35, dragged down inside the 30. What a run by number 4, Ricky Lange.
Yeah, he's going to get some of those plays that they would run with Drake normally, McClure. You're going to see Lange right there in the jet motion, a good cutback right there, and he picked up good yardage.
Yeah, it was a great cutback. It was right there in front of us. He could have easily tried to make it to the boundary. Instead, he turned it up, and because of that, he was able to pick up about 5 yards.
Football at the 30. New set of downs. Ricky Lange, he's hot right now. Breaks a tackle. He gets it close to the 20. He's driven down at the 21-yard line. 9 yards for Ricky Lange. A lot of Ricky Lange on this opening drive. Watch our Howard Companies replay.
Offensive line's doing an outstanding job giving those backs places to run.
Anderson with the tackle.
Now you see Lange and Biggerstaff getting a breather after a heavy dose of both of those guys to start off this third quarter. Tilton in the backfield.
Oscar Sloan to the end zone.
Eli Williams.
The touchdown, his first touchdown as a Center Grove Trojan.
Well, I thought that was the perfect situation. It was second down and not very far to go. Only had a yard to pick up. No matter what, you can fake it in there to the middle and throw it over the top. Big score for Center Grove to come out of after that last 4 minutes of the first half. This is a big score for Center Grove to get back on track.
41-28 Center Grove. Again, that's Eli Williams. First year as a Center Grove Trojan. His first varsity touchdown as a CG Trojan.
How long was that?
21 yards from Sloan to Williams. BAT kick is good. 42-28 Center Grove.
That ball was put out there perfectly, Ted, from Oscar. I mean, there was only one person that was going to catch that, and that was Eli Williams. And he kind of made a little skinny post move right there. You'll see it again. Williams is out on the left as a wide receiver, but watch, boom, just gets right by that DB, and Sloan puts that out there absolutely perfect. And Eli Williams, welcome to the Trojan family. That's a big drive. It's a big drive that for the most part you just ran it down their throat. And that's probably something that Coach Moore talked about at halftime is, hey, my offensive line, I don't care who's running the ball behind you. I want you to push them backwards, and let's take off a few minutes off of that clock and give us our defense more rest. And now we'll see if the defense can play like they did, Ted, in the first quarter, not the last 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, he loves to dominate the offensive line, the scrimmage line, and they did that right there. They took that, put it on their backs, and the offensive line basically let them down the field, and they were able to stick it in for 6 points, 7 points, and very important touchdown that they were struggling for at halftime.
Dallas ready to kick off. Trojans by a couple of scores. See if Dallas can put one in the end zone. Not much wind tonight. High, but it's going to be taken at the 6. 20.
Good coverage.
Well done by the Center Grove special team. Still on his feet. Finally brought down. Well done by Kenneth Doss to try and get that extra yardage. Tackled at the 23-yard line.
Well, you hope that you made some adjustments and either trying to figure out a way to get more pressure on Canet or something in that defensive backfield, because you got absolutely shredded in the last 6 minutes of that second quarter, and you cannot allow Canet to just sit back there and just throw deep balls. So we'll see if that defense made some adjustments at half and shows them on this first series.
Senior Reese Epperson making the tackle for the Trojans. Football to Ben Davis, 23. First possession for the Giants here in the second half. Coleman gets it to the 27, 4 yards. Paxson again on the tackle.
It felt like, Ted, that they ran the ball more effectively in that last 6 minutes. In addition to, obviously, everybody's going to remember the big plays over the top, but they did a much better job of running the ball. Right there again, that's another first down.
Yeah, their offensive line's doing a nice job, but most importantly, their individual players are taking that ball, running with it, and doing a nice job of getting extra yards when needed. But they are definitely the better team when they have the football.
10 yards for Coleman. Vinny Hayes made the tackle.
Looks like a jump shot.
Yeah, that ball's out.
And it's Center Grove ball. Ball came out. Turnover, Ben Davis. Trojans recover. Watch the replay.
Yeah, it wasn't the first guy that hit him. I think it was the second one. Boom, and it was Paxson. Paxson came in, and I think Cherry's the one that came up with that ball. Yep. But, yeah, True Paxson was the one that came in the second time, and Kobe Cherry was the one that recovered it. That's a big, big play by that defense. which is exactly what we saw, Ted, at the start of the game. 2 turnovers right off the bat. First 2 possessions by Ben Davis. Center Grove punches those in. You got to be able to convert on this one.
Paxton's had a big night. I mean, we went into the game saying he and Hayes have probably did the best job defensively, but Paxton has dominated them tonight.
Doss caught it and fumbled. Again, Cherry recovers. See if the Trojans can take this short field and punch in another touchdown. Biggerstaff with the carry, collects 3 yards. Tackle made by Toomer. Football at the Ben Davis 36-yard line.
It's a good gain. You'll take 4 yards every time on first down. Biggerstaff and Lange, a pair of sophomores, going to have to be the workhorses here in the second half.
Oscar Sloan hands it off. Good yards on second down.
Another 4,
Biggerstaff.
maybe 5, yeah.
And a great down coming here. 3rd down and 1. A lot of options with 3rd down and 1.
Isaiah Manning with the tackle. Football at the 31, so 5 yards. 3rd and 1 the call here for Coach Moore and Coach Siderwitz. 5:14 to play. We're in the 3rd quarter.
Double wing.
Man in motion, that
cut
is
it up.
Ricky Lange. He does cut it up. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. Looking for the end zone. Run, Ricky, run. 31 yards for Lange. I think a star's being born tonight.
Man, I love the cut right here. Boom, plant the foot, and then watch this last move. Gets around that tackle, and nobody going to catch him. And Ricky Lange, touchdown number 2 on the year for the sophomore running back.
Just like the first quarter, putting up a lot of points. Doing the same here in the 3rd quarter.
Let's just hope the 4th quarter wasn't like the 2nd quarter
for Ben Davis. That's right. Dallas is good with the PAT kick.
You know what? This one thing this is good for? The coffers of the Center Grove Athletic Department.
And the CG Education Foundation.
You had 55 last week, and you got 49 with 17 minutes remaining to go. Man, that's a nice cut there. I was afraid, like you talked about before, Ted, that he was going to try to bounce that outside, and you cannot do that against the Ben Davis team. And Ricky did a good job of just putting the foot in the ground, getting it upfield, and then making something special happen.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard. We didn't get a chance at halftime to get everybody caught up on scores. 49-28 here at Ray Skillman Stadium. Center Grove leads Ben Davis, and Avon at home trying to pull off the upset. 34-24 at halftime. That might be now in the 3rd quarter.
I think that's opposite, actually. I think Brownsburg's up 34-24.
Trinity leads Carmel halftime, 34-14. Fishers halftime leads HSC 21-10. Westfield 3rd quarter shutting out Noblesville 34-zip. Halftime, Roncalli leads Columbus North 21-6. Lawrence North winning big at North Central 42-14 at intermission. 3rd quarter, Warren Central leads Lawrence Central 14-7. Decatur Central blowing out Martinsville 61-zip at halftime. IU leads Indiana State 59-0, 3rd quarter. IU going to 3-0. Dallas Corn Probst drives it all the way to the 4-yard line. 3 with the return. Davis, and he's hammered out the 20.
Yeah, I think that was Goins, number 3 for Center Grove. Nathan Goins. Now you got a cramp on the Ben Davis side here.
16 yards on the return, and Austin will go back to the scoreboard. It might be just a few more scores we can wrap up with as a player down for Ben Davis gets stretched out. Cathedral and Chittard tied 13-13 in the 3rd. The Flashes now at home down by 3, 16-13 to Zionsville in the 3rd quarter. And Pike is blowing out Southport in the 4th quarter, 41-0. Once again, our third quarter being presented by IU Health and by Howard Companies. Howard Companies has been paving the Midwest since 1960, delivering top quality asphalt and pavement services, consistently ranked among the nation's top contractors. They're proud to serve Central Indiana. Learn more at howardcompanies.com. Also, our third quarter being presented in part by Morgan Insurance Group. Morgan Insurance Group offers auto, home, health, life, and business insurance tailored to your needs at competitive rates. Visit Morgan Insurance Group online at morganinsurancegroup.com to learn more. Morgan Insurance Group, protecting what matters most.
Get a number on the, was that Davis or somebody else?
We'll do our best to see if we can use the binoculars to get a number for you. Number 7, which is Stevens, one of the running backs. He's been used out of the backfield tonight, wide receiver, running back.
No, they're getting him. Well, they're trying to get him up, but he doesn't want to get up.
Gentlemen, tried and true. Took care of us tonight with our pregame meal.
Got some boneless wings. We got some chips. We got some pretzel bites.
We had
and
all gone.
They're all gone.
No post-game meal. Only pregame and halftime.
Can I blame Andy Moore, Aaron Halterman, and
Aaron Holt
and Tracy? You think Tracy tried to grab a couple
She went
on the
in
way
and out. Nope.
She was worried about the tough questions you were going to ask her. And she thought it was going to be like a 60 Minutes interview, and I said no. Kevin's known for the softballs that he gives up question-wise. Man, they're carrying him off the field.
Maybe it's more than just a cramp.
It looked like a cramp.
Because they were trying to stretch him out. But it could be a cramp that just not
getting loose.
Not getting loose.
Well, we'll see if the defense can step up again like they did the last possession. That's 3 turnovers that they have tonight, and Center Grove's got 21 points off of those 3 so far.
Back to action. Kennett, the freshman quarterback, showing off his arm. Why not? This one's tipped away by the Trojan. Much better defense. If he doesn't tip it away, it's a touchdown. Cam Crawford, the 6'2 receiver, the intended receiver.
It's Poston, number 10.
He batted it down. Let's watch the replay.
And you better get used to this, because this is all that they're going to do the whole second half, is just throw it up top and see what happens. Nice play there by Manny.
Second down and 10. Handoff, minimal gain.
Well, the DBs also need to understand that this is like college football, where it's a 15-yard penalty. You can't let somebody catch one and go for 75 yards or 65 yards. I mean, grab him, interfere with him, and take the 15-yard penalty.
Now we'll see on 3rd and long if that defense maybe dials up a blitz or something like that to put a little bit of pressure on the freshman. Go with only 4.
Kennett throwing down and out, completed pass at the 35. He hits Davion Davis for the first down.
That was a nice, well-thrown ball, and a nice job by Davis at coming back to that ball. But still, too much time that you gave him. No pressure from Center Grove, and first down, Ben Davis.
They'll spot it at the 34, 10 yards. Gabe Kennett, freshman quarterback, once again trying to go deep, double coverage, incomplete pass, led his man too much. That was Davion Davis, the intended receiver. Who's that posting again on the coverage?
The life of a DB out there on an island.
Yeah, a little help. Was that Ane?
Ane, maybe from that
over the
safety
top
position, yeah.
With some help as well.
Davis gets a breather after all the way down there. Kylan Higgins comes in.
2nd down and 10 at the Ben Davis 34. Fumbled snap. Freshman quarterback gets on it. Spotted at the 18-yard line.
Well, this is a huge play. You got them 3rd and 20, 25.
3rd and a mile.
Can't let them just throw one up.
I mean, the DB's got to get deep here. If they catch it in front of you, fine, go tackle them, but don't let them get behind you.
Looks like a loss of 16 yards.
See here, he's bringing Hayes. Here comes Hayes. They're trying to run a screen. Oh,
incomplete pass. 3rd and 27 was the call. And you're right, Hayes was in his face. I think it affected the pass.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. He made him throw it quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, he was off target. Higgins in to punt.
Got to be awake here. Make sure you don't let somebody run by you and fake a punt.
Higgins is also a wide receiver, so that's the other possibility here. But obviously, 4th and 25 is a little more difficult to just run for a 1st down here.
He averages 31 per punt. Charlie Alnay back to receive.
Get out of the way.
Takes a Ben Davis roll into Center Grove territory all the way to the 41-yard line. 3:12 to play. We're in the 3rd quarter. 49-28 Center Grove. Trojans, a couple of scores here in this 3rd quarter.
Another good job by that defense getting off the field and getting back to your offense. As an offense, as what we saw in the 1st half, you got to just keep scoring.
I want to wish the Center Grove girls volleyball team all the best. They're playing in Effingham, Illinois tonight. Couple of matches. They'll play tomorrow. They're playing in a tournament. And earlier in the week, they beat Roncalli Tuesday, 3-1. Nice win for CG girls volleyball on Tuesday.
A great, we got another injured Center Grove player there. Oh, man.
One thing we mentioned in the pregame show is, Eric talks to his team about, make them go, 12, 13, 14 plays to get a score. They've been most successful tonight when they, 3rd down and 10 and they get a 50-yard pass for a touchdown. You got to make them work at it, because every time they've tried to work at it, they end up making a bad snap. The quarterback has to land on top of it, and they're not able to pick up the 1st down.
So this is Jaden Biggerstaff,
oh my goodness,
limping off under his own power. And again, we got word Winkler unavailable here in the 2nd half due to injury. Now Biggerstaff limps off. Of course, Center Grove lost Nolan Reese for the season after an injury last Friday.
This is getting crazy.
Of course, they lost last Friday night the great Drake McClurg for the season. Second down and 11. Football at the 40. A loss of a yard on that last play. Oscar Sloan delayed handoff. Ricky Lange. Midfield. Out of bounds.
How's that not? It's got to be.
And here comes a flag as the Ben Davis player pushed him down well after the play.
I mean, he escorted him out, and I thought he's just going to let go of him, and then he decided to give him a little push. It just makes no sense. You'll see it here. Great camera work here. And then, nobody's going to see that little push. That's just a stupid play by Toomer. And he's supposed to be one of those studs.
13-yard carry. Now add 15 yards because of the penalty.
Your defense is giving up 50 points, Ted. The last thing you want to do is give them a free another 15 yards.
Yeah.
Ricky Lange trying to go up the middle, not there, so he bounces it to his left, finds positive yards to the 26, 4 yards.
34 is pretty good after that run right there.
Yeah.
Anderson with the tackle.
You're talking about that volleyball team, Kevin. 9 o'clock and 10:15 tonight is their 2 matches.
In Illinois, our time. So you're right.
But they've had a great week. You beat 3 Southside rivals Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Perry, Roncalli, and Franklin Central. Hopefully they can win a few over there.
On second down, Ricky Lange hammered.
Yeah,
wow. That was a heck of a tackle by 20. That's 3 for Ben Davis. Caleb Scott, 6'2", 225 pounds.
Yeah, he's the one going to play for Army next year, and he beat that center. It hadn't happened very often tonight, but he beat that Center Grove offensive lineman, and Lange was like, oh my goodness. Nice tackle by Scott. Now 3rd and 5, maybe 6.
Another little screen pass right here.
3rd and 6 is the call for Coach Moore and the Trojans. Oscar Sloan play action. Good arm, good pass to the end zone. Drops it in there for a touchdown.
Young's freshman.
Roman Young's first touchdown tonight. 2nd of his career.
I get over here in the former, that's my booth, and I can't see that deep corridor. How did he get his feet down?
I mean, look at Youngs. He just slowed up and waited for that ball and
dropped it in there.
Wow, that's a heck of a play and a great pass by the sophomore.
Great pass. I mean, there just was not much room left. Nice job, gentlemen.
55 points on the board for the Trojans. Impressive. Second half.
Youngs gets his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Kick is good.
2 weeks.
56-28 Trojans. Center Grove has been great in the first quarter and third quarters tonight.
Well, we're back the way we were, and let's watch this play one more time. Man, look at Sloan. He just drops it in there. Youngs. Yeah, I was the same way as what Ted said. I was like, that ball's going to go out of the end zone. There's no way he's going to be able to stop. Youngs very wisely kind of hesitated a little bit, understanding I got to catch it and I got to get some feet down. Man, I think he got both feet down on that one. Great play, great pass by Oscar, and Center Grove's back to that 28-point lead. They took it a little bit of a different route than what we would have thought that they were going to take it.
So Young's listed at 6'1", the defensive back, Desmond Miller, 5'7", so he had quite a size advantage over the DB. But Oscar Sloan, wow, that was special.
Pass. Beautiful pass.
Good touch. Dropped it right into breadbasket.
Yeah, Sloan's now at 3 TD passes on the night. He spread the wealth. Barry from 26 for 26, Williams for 21, and Youngs for 27.
He's been very effective when they need to throw. When they have to throw, he's been very effective. As we said coming into this game, his completion percentage was up around 85-90. I mean, so doesn't get much better than that.
And you also got to, once again, give a shout out to that offensive line for giving him the time to throw, in addition to obviously the big holes for the running attack tonight.
Shorter kick this time by Dallas to the 15-yard line. 25-30, and take it down just shy of the 35-yard line. Let's go back to our high school football scoreboard presented by Dan Gandolf Financial Services. Brownsburg, you're right, 34-24, leading Avon in the third quarter. Had that switched around last time. Trinity at home leads Carmel, 34-14. That's at intermission. Halftime, last report, Fishers 21-10, leading HSC in the Mudsock Bowl. Sold out at Fishers tonight for that one. Westfield shutting out Noblesville, 34-zip in the third. Halftime, Roncalli leads Columbus North, 21-6. Here at Ray Skillman Stadium, 56-28, Center Grove leads Ben Davis. Ben Davis with the football at the Ben Davis 35-yard line. And he's going to be swallowed up. Lincoln Bright takes down is that the quarterback, or did he hand it off?
It was a double handoff. Watch it right here.
I just caught the very tail end. It looked like 6 got taken down. Mitchell.
Great job by Lincoln Bright of just staying at home. You're counting on the defense to flow with that first handoff, and Lincoln Bright just stayed home. Cannett gave I don't know if that was considered an effort to block him, Ted, or just an Olay kind of right there.
Ricky like to say a business decision.
Yes.
Cannett rolls out of the pocket, completes the pass as he inbounds. Yes, he is. He got the foot in bounds right at that first. That's not the first time marker. That's the original line of scrimmage at the 35, and we're at the 28 seconds left in this third quarter. Completed pass to 88 for 10 yards. 88 is Cam Crawford. Cannett, high snap, he handles it, rolls right, and he's going to run the football, makes some moves, spin move. He's wrapped up and taken down by Kobe Cherry at the 44-yard line. 8 yards for Cannett.
He's short, and they're probably going to talk about this one in between quarters there. They'll definitely go for it. You got to.
And that is your final play of the third quarter. Center Grove leads at 56-28. Ben Davis will be facing 4th and 1 as we begin the fourth quarter. What a great third quarter for the Center Grove Trojans. This is CG Football presented by IU Health.
Guys, Bailey and Wood closes in days, not weeks.
Well, it looks like the hometown team of Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lenders is running some really great plays.
Yeah, Walker, it is the winning combination of in-house processing and underwriting, along with providing 5-star customer service that gets you to the closing table fast.
It's pretty evident that Bailey and Wood is the winning team for all your mortgage needs.
Mortgages and snacks.
Yeah.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
For the fourth quarter, 56-28. Center Grove with a commanding lead over the Ben Davis Giants here at Ray Skillman Stadium. Our fourth quarter tonight being presented by IU Health and by Kopetsky Auto Wash. Ben Davis going for it, 4th and 1. The quarterback, actually a new player in at quarterback. Looks like it was number 1, Kenneth Doss, the sophomore, lining up at quarterback, and he does run for the first down. 5 yards for Doss. And it appeared Frankie Hayes made the tackle. Football at the 50. 6 yards for Doss. Cannett back in at quarterback, throwing through the hands, incomplete pass. Looking for 6, Mitchell. Ted, Trojans were impressive in that third quarter.
Well, they've been pretty impressive for 2.5 quarters. They didn't do too good in the second part of the second quarter, but right here they let them go for about 10 yards, but overall they've done a nice job.
11 yards for Davion Davis, first down Giants at the Trojan 39.
We still just are not getting any pressure on the quarterback.
Pass down the sideline, incomplete pass, Cannett.
But what's hard is they've been going with the 4-man rush all night, mostly because when Ben Davis is in these 4 and 5 wide receiver sets, you got to have some of those linebackers that are covering the slot guys and the guys that are coming from that wingback position. So it's difficult to bring those guys because you're going to leave somebody open.
Davis, intended receiver on the coverage down the field. 2nd down and 10 for the Giants. Looks like number 1 coming back in just to the right of Connett. He'll stay in at quarterback and shotgun formation.
There they brought him, and looky there.
And almost got the sack. He eludes the first tackler. He eludes the second one, and now throws an interception. Yoder with the interception. He was moving and threw an errant pass high, picked off by Yoder. Watch it on our Howard Company's replay.
How did that quarterback get away from the sack?
Yeah, that was Frankie Hayes or True Paxson straight up the middle. Paxson. But you made him roll to the left and throw across his body. And what do they say, Ted? Never throw it in the middle of the field when you're throwing across your body. And that was a mistake by the freshman, and Center Grove with another turnover.
Football at the Trojan 29-yard line. Is that interception number 3?
3 interceptions,
2
1 fumble.
2 in the first quarter, a fumble. So 4 turnovers for the Ben Davis Giants. Is that Ricky?
That is Lange, and oh no,
he's hobbling.
Oh my goodness.
He goes down. Is it a cramp?
I'm hoping it's a cramp.
He's getting a lot more work tonight than normal because of all the slew of injuries Center Grove has gotten in the backfield tonight.
This is insane.
Yeah, they're stretching him out, so this appears to be a cramp.
Before we know, they're going to come up to the booth and see if Austin Tyke's got any eligibility remaining to go play running back.
He'd be more like he's more like a fullback.
I
don't know
big
about
bruising.
anything in the backfield. I think I
pulling guard.
Yeah, I got maybe even a tackle.
One too many Texas Roadhouse rolls, he said.
Yeah,
so Ricky's coming off. Yeah, under his own power. It appears to be a cramp.
Now you got Tilton in the backfield. Man, this is getting to be next man up.
Football at the 32-yard line. 3 yards for Ricky Lange on that last carry. Second down and 7. 10:40 and counting remaining in tonight's ball game. Center Grove at Trotwood next week. Brody Tilton gets it to the 35, 3 yards.
They're getting aggressive. When they get aggressive, that's a good time to send your tight end right up the middle of the field.
Toomer with the tackle.
And this is also, as my buddy Ted likes to say, that quarterback needs to let as much of that play clock off. And you can see Oscar, he's not breaking the huddle now. It's down to 16 seconds. That's a perfect job by that.
That's good. Man. They've obviously talked about that in practice. Coach Moore has brought that to his attention, and it's very, very important when you go in against big football games.
Sticking with the ground game, another big hole up the middle to the 50-yard line. 15 yards.
That's Tilton right there. Just real patient. He waited till that hole opened up. You'll see it here. Kind of stutter stepped initially when he got that line. Watch this, and then boom. Once I see the hole, I'm going.
He did. It was a great run.
Tilton's not a very big kid, but he's going to get some opportunities tonight. 6'1", 175.
Anderson with the tackle. First down Trojans at the 50. 9:25 to play in tonight's ball game.
Great crowd tonight, Kevin, on this Center Grove side. Obviously, Bantam football night, and the Trojan faithful have showed out.
And off to Brady Tilton.
Tilton going to lose a yard. Scott in on the stop, and Hinton mentioned their names quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, good to see Lange coming back in now.
Second and 11 for CG. I don't recall. Center Grove has not punted tonight, have they?
No, they have not.
Have not.
Ben Davis twice.
Oscar in the gun. Lange to his left. Lange will take the handoff. Gets away from the first tackler, and he's going to be greeted by a lot of white jerseys as he comes across the 50 to the Ben Davis 49. Gets a couple of tough yards.
Important for him to stay in bounds there, too. He did a nice job of getting what he could, going down, making it, it's going to be 3rd down and 8, but let 35 seconds run off the shot clock also.
Anderson once again with the tackle. 3rd and 9 at the Ben Davis 49. 7:45 to play in the final quarter. Oscar's throwing across the middle, now down the right sideline. He's got Cade Timmons. Did he get a foot in bounds or not?
Yes,
did.
He did.
He got the foot in bounds. Completed pass at the 22-yard line. Well done by Timmons.
Man, and Timmons just did a little stop and go. Oh, man, he had him beat. Pass fluttered a little bit, but a great job of getting 1 foot in by Timmons.
He was our featured player on today's game day graphic on social media. Got his first varsity touchdown last week against the Marion Giants. Big catch there. 28 yards on the play from Sloan to Timmons at the 22. Center Grove's going to run the football with Lange back in there, and he's hard to bring down. Runs out of real estate. Out of bounds at the 22, no gain. 32 drives him out of bounds. Desmond Miller.
Kevin, we got that long drive over to Dayton next week, don't we?
We sure do. Here we come, Trotwood. Last time we'll make that trip.
Yes.
First and last time.
Yes, that will not break my heart.
Next year we'll have week 5. I guess it's going to be at Carmel. Copper Kettle game.
A little shorter drive, unless it's Friday evening.
Yeah.
Football to the 20. A couple of yards for Ricky Lange. Toomer with the tackle. Again, great job, Center Grove band. Love it.
They got the whole north end zone packed with band, and man, I heard you asking Mrs. McMahon, the Center Grove principal, about that. Center Grove going to let this one go all the way down, call a timeout.
The new band director, he was ready to go on the road. He wanted to take the band on the road. I guess
like it.
Something that I guess you don't do that in Indiana high school football. I don't know, but I think where he was at before, she said, I think in Georgia, they would go on the road.
Well,
but I like the excitement.
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic.
Timeout called by Coach Moore. 6:42 on the clock. Austin, we have some updates on the Indiana high school scoreboard. Let's go to it. Presented by Dan Gandolf Financial Services as Rick plays his favorite song on his playlist.
Oh, yeah. Tell me why.
I didn't want you to sing. Lawrence North leads North Central 42-14 in the third. Lawrence Central and Warren now tied at 21 in the fourth quarter. Center Grove will go to Lawrence Central in 2 weeks. Decatur Central blowing out Martinsville third quarter, 61-0 running clock in that one. Cathedral and Chittard tied at 20 in the fourth quarter. Franklin Central back in front of the Zionsville Eagles, 20-16 in the fourth. Southport being shut out at the final, 48-zip. Pike with the win. Can we go to the top of the scores, Austin?
That big one is the Brownsburg.
Avon. Go up to the top if we have a quick moment here. Brownsburg leads Avon 42-24. And
that was a tough offense to stop over there at Brownsburg.
6:42 to play in this final quarter, and it's third down, and Ricky Lange thrown down at the 15-16 yard line. Looks like 16, so 4 yards for Ricky. And
another guy down. This is a lineman.
Offensive lineman down for Center Grove. Let me tell you, we may give the trainers for Center Grove the Texas Roadhouse Player of the Game Award tonight. I'm telling you, they have been busy.
Not like what they're looking at either out there.
As we're going to the fourth quarter, I want to thank everyone for coming and continue to root on our Trojans. We want to keep our facility clean, So do your part before you leave.
Trying to catch a number.
Pick up everything and help my friends out. Like, we work to try and keep our facility the best in Indiana.
There's some more scores. Trinity now leading Center Grove, or I should say Carmel, 34-14. That's in the third quarter. Fishers 28-10 in the third, leading HSE. Westfield winning. That's a final 41-7 over Noblesville. 41-6.
Wow.
Roncalli absolutely drilling Columbus North, who's ranked in Class 6A. Third quarter.
How's that, Columbus North? You win your first 3 games playing some lesser opponents. You get Roncalli this week, who's beating you by 35, and then guess who they get to play next week? Carmel.
73 needs help off
Lincoln
the field.
Madden.
Lincoln Madden, he's the senior, isn't he, the center?
Yeah.
He was sharing the center snaps tonight. At least that's what we were told would be the situation between Lincoln Madden and Tyler, or I should say
Tyler Carey.
Tyler Carey.
Yeah,
So
Madden.
Carey back in to snap.
Madden was a starting center and then got dinged up a little bit in week 1 and just came back tonight and dinged up again.
For those that have been around Center Grove football for a while, this, to me, is starting to remind me of the 2007 season, because Center Grove won state in 08, but in 07 they had a very talented team, but they had a ton of injuries. Back to action, going to the end zone. Did he hang on? He did. Dom Berry, touchdown. 16-yard touchdown strike.
And what, Oscar does a nice job of loading that football in there so only our guy can run under it. Nice throw.
Well, I'm sorry. We got to kick the extra point here. I'm sorry. My bad. Kevin's giving me a dirty look. Oh, we don't have a snapper either because he got hurt. So they're looking for a snapper. You might have to use another timeout. This is a very important extra point.
Coach Moore says, give me a snapper.
Or another lineman.
Got 2 guys running out there, and now 1 guy comes back, so I think we got our snapper out there.
Got plenty of time.
Got 8 on the play clock. Good snap, hold, kick, up, and it is good. And now,
like I said, running clock time, boys. Look at this pass, though, again. Sloan's 4th touchdown of the ball game.
Watch how he just lays it up there in front of the guy.
Dom Berry goes up and gets it.
His second touchdown reception tonight, second of the season.
Sloan came in with 2 TDs on the season, and he's got 4 tonight. So nice performance there by Oscar and the entire offense. They have absolutely, like you said, they haven't been stopped tonight. They, at the end of the first half, just ran the ball a couple times before it went to half, but they have not been stopped all night. No punts.
I was impressed that when they need to throw, they were very confident in it that they could get the job done. So I wondered what it was going to be without Drake and some of the other guys, but they've been able to pick up big third downs when needed, and Oscar's done an excellent job as the quarterback.
Downs got him a couple TDs tonight. Roman Young's a freshman's got another one. And then Eli Williams got his first one as a Center Grove Trojan tonight. Let that clock run after they kick this one off.
Scoreboard to our left is working. The one to the right not working at the moment. So we have 6:22 left to play in tonight's ball game. Again, we will be going with the running clock the rest of the night. Rick, I gotta get to my Nick Nuggets. We'll get to that in just a moment. Stay tuned. How's that for a tease? Picked up at the 15 by 3. Davis to the 40. Dallas can't bring him down the sideline. He will take it back for a touchdown.
Unreal.
86 yards for Davis.
There goes your running clock.
No, it still should be it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still, you can see it right now. It's running. And
once it goes
once it
35 or
kick off-
more
once
second
it-
half, it's
oh,
a
really?
running clock. You do not, you don't take it away. It's there to stay.
Let's say that the Center Grove Special Teams is going to be working on some things this week in practice. What do you think, Ted?
Yeah, I would guess that might be a point of intention.
Point of emphasis.
So here's my McNugget for the night. So Center Grove, Carmel going back into the MIC next year. So in this decade, Coach Moore in the MIC versus the MIC in this decade, he's 32-2. If he hangs on and wins tonight's game, it'll be 33-2. And regular season, Coach Moore against the MIC here in this decade with a win tonight, 26-1. In the tournament, 7-1. And here at home with a win tonight, 17-0. That's Coach Moore and Center Grove against the MIC in this decade. Impressive numbers.
Not bad.
Coach, 87% winning percentage overall here in this decade. 62-9 at the moment. Win tonight, of course, puts him at 63-9. PAT kick is good. So a win tonight, 17-0 against the MIC teams here at home in this 2020 decade.
And what would he probably say? I can remember the 2 losses more than those other wins, probably.
They stick with you, especially the one against Ben Davis.
Yes.
What, 2023,
ago, yeah.
semi-state, overtime. That still stings, you're right. If you win that, that would have been Center Grove's 6th state title. They would have beaten Crown Point that year.
Just like if they'd have beat Brownsburg last year, they would have won state as well. Brownsburg rolled at state. So you are that close, which is just once again to our point earlier, this ball game, the machine that Coach Moore has built here at Center Grove. Well, are they going to throw in another onside kick here? Center Grove has got their hands team up front. Don Berry, Ricky Lange, Paxson, Ane, Eli Williams, Tilton, Vinny Hayes, Timmons.
Yeah, the hands team all up front. A couple guys back. Our fourth quarter presented by IU Health and by Kopetsky Auto Wash. Diaz has been good with his kickoffs tonight. Onside kick, got a recovery. Pop-up kick, fumbled by the Trojans.
Yeah, this is, you got it. They're all bunched up like this. They could just turn around and just kick it straight ahead. That's what they're doing the Center Grove. Little run up to the ball and then go back.
Do the old fake-a-roo. Diaz kicks it deep to the right side of the field, all the way inside the 10.
Let's go down.
To the 25, hit at the 31, 32-yard line. Returned by Aiden Francis.
Well, you had to figure, Ted, if Ben Davis, if you told them they were going to score 35 points tonight at Center Grove, they'd have been pretty darn happy about that.
I would have thought so. I mean, a team that started the first game of the year against Cathedral, they won 8-0, and had trouble scoring, and yet they put 35 on here. Ben Davis or Center Grove tonight, and they're still going to lose by 35.
So the Indiana Hoosiers have put up 73 points tonight so far against Indiana State. 2 minutes left in that game, and Center Grove has 63 on the board tonight against Ben Davis. Good run on first down.
Owen
Oliver with the carry to the 41.
You have no idea how good team like Indiana is, good or bad. I mean, everybody they've played has been horrible. I mean, you would like to see a little of something to give them hope that they're really for real. I don't know.
You know me, I don't ever comment on any of their non-conference schedules or anything like that. My Boilers got USC tomorrow at home, so we'll see. We'll see if they've improved from last year.
Whistles on the field, timeout called by Coach Eric Moore. And let's take a moment, Rick, Texas Roadhouse player of the game. We kind of discussed a little bit, but let's go back to our halftime stats. I just think Hudson Winkler, I mean, Ted talks about seeing him out in the yard working on plays. 8 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. I like it.
I think that's a good decision. I mean, 18 yards a carry in that first half and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was called upon to do a job, and he responded that first half. We haven't seen him much here in the second half, but he did a heck of a job of preparing himself and gaining the yardage that the Center Grove needed.
So Hudson Winkler, our Texas Roadhouse player of the game. Thank you, George Hill at Texas Roadhouse, for that wonderful gift certificate. Coming up tomorrow morning, we have boys tennis. Rick, they're undefeated, 14-0, I believe. Number 10 in the state.
It's going to be their toughest test, Kevin. They play number 8 HSE, so we'll see. It's the start of a pretty brutal last 2 weeks of the regular season.
Evan Wishmeyer, new quarterback, freshman in for the Center Grove Trojans here late in the ball game.
That's Oliver again, and guess what? If some of those guys that are out running back-wise, Oliver had 3 carries for 28 yards last week and 2 carries right there for 15 yards. So he's another one that's going to get some opportunities. You just got to find out. You might have a couple guys that are going to play JV tomorrow that you might see get some action next week over at Dayton. So I always say you're a play away, and unfortunately that's holding true for Center Grove the last couple weeks.
Flag. I haven't seen too many flags tonight.
We've seen, guess how many Ben Davis has tonight? 0.
But they had that one
sideline warning.
Well, they had the one here, the push.
Oh, yep. Is
that the only one, maybe?
They had the sideline warning over there, but that's this personal foul is the only one that they've had. Center Grove's had 2 unsportsmanlikes.
Not too many holding penalties, I don't believe, tonight by Center Grove. We've seen that called quite a bit against the Trojans this season. So with that penalty, football at the 37. Minute and a half left in this one. Again, running clock.
And hopefully you're down to about 3 more plays, maybe 2.
I want to mention the Center Grove State Championship teams from 2020 and 2015. They're going to be honored October 3rd when the Trojans host the Cathedral Fighting Irish. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since that 2015 state championship team undefeated. And 2020, of course, undefeated as well. 5-year anniversary. So again, all those players are welcome to attend the October 3rd game against Cathedral. They're going to be honored, I believe, at halftime.
That should be a good tribute to both of those teams. That'll be a fun one. Is that the next time we're back?
Is it LN or is it Cathedral? Got to check mine.
Cathedral's October 3rd. That's the next time we're back here. So on the road the next 2 weeks.
Trotwood next week, then to Lawrence Central, and then back home for Cathedral. Yep. So 3 weeks from tonight. And now Wishmeyer takes a knee, and that should be your final play of tonight's ball game. 63-20 or 35. 63-35, your final. Center Grove over Ben Davis. Center Grove undefeated, 4-0. 1-3 for Ben Davis. Ted Kitchell, kind of an eventful night, but the Trojans get it done.
Yeah, they did a nice job. They had some difficulties there getting out of halftime, but they came back in the second half with a strong performance. I really appreciate the great offensive line, did an outstanding job, and the guys that needing to step up and for your guys that got hurt last week. I thought they did an outstanding job against a pretty good Ben Davis football team. So great start for Center Grove, 4-0.
Center Grove back in action next Friday at Trotwood, 7 o'clock. We'll be there with the live stream for you. And again, with this impressive win tonight, Coach Moore continues his dominance against the MIC here in the 2020 decade. Now 33-2 against the MIC. and 26-1 during the season, and 17-0 here at home. After the break, Rick and I will return with our Duke Holmes postgame show. Your final, 63-35, Center Grove over Ben Davis. This is Center Grove Trojan football presented by IU Health.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Back inside Ray Skillman Stadium, final time tonight on our Duke Holmes post-game show. And he promised we deliver. Duke Holmes, Center Grove delivering a big offensive game tonight. 63 points on the board, holding Ben Davis to 35. And Rick, I don't know where you begin to dissect this ball game. I guess the bad news is Center Grove appear to suffer quite a few injuries again tonight. It's 2 weeks in a row. A lot of skill players going down. We had an offensive lineman going down, and you just kind of wonder what Center Grove is going to have coming up this week in practice and for next Friday's game at Trotwood.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and nobody's going to feel sorry for you, but your depth is going to be really tested over the next few weeks if you don't get any of those guys back. So that is obviously, just like it was last week, kind of the bummer to what was a fantastic offensive performance, Kevin. 8 drives, 8 touchdowns for that offense. Then you throw in a pick 6 from the defense. The defense comes up with 4 turnovers on their own. And really, with the exception, obviously, of that, I mean, it literally was a 3-minute hiccup in that second quarter by Center Grove's special teams and defense, where Ben Davis put 21 unanswered on the board. It was a dominating performance for all 4 quarters for Center Grove.
Again, Hudson Winkler, our Texas Roadhouse player of the game. What a fabulous first half he had tonight for CG.
Yeah, I mean, he was at, 143 yards at halftime, and then Lange got in on the action in the second half along with Biggerstaff before he went down with hopefully was a minor injury there. He didn't return after that, so Ricky Lange took over and had a couple highlight plays there himself. But Oscar Sloan had his best performance, it feels like, of the season. 4 touchdown passes, just some really, really nice throws. for those touchdowns to Barry twice, Youngs once, and Eli Williams gets his first Center Grove touchdown. So really nice performance by Oscar, really nice performance by the multitude of running backs that played, but it all goes back to those big uglies up front, that offensive line that continues to dominate, and you hope that they can stay healthy.
The series between Center Grove and Ben Davis on the gridiron, Center Grove 21 wins now, 16 for Ben Davis. Center Grove has won 10 of the last 11 meetings against the Ben Davis Giants. Center Grove has now won 7 straight regular season games and the last 5 here at home against Ben Davis. And before we head out, Austin, we want to check the Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard one last time. And It's in the fourth quarter. Brownsburg at Avon. Brownsburg 49, Avon 39. Again, that's in the fourth quarter. Brownsburg, your number 1 team in the state of Indiana. Of course, Center Grove on their heels at number 2. Trinity and Louisville leading Carmel 41-28, trying to hand the Greyhounds their first loss of the season. Again, that's in the fourth quarter. Mudsock Bowl at Fishers. The Fishers Tigers 28, HSC 10. That's in the fourth quarter. Westfield beats Noblesville 41-7. Roncalli winning big 41-20 over Columbus North in the fourth quarter. Lawrence North wins big over North Central 55-21. And Warren Central has pulled in front of Lawrence Central by 10, 31-21. That's in the fourth. Decatur Central wins big over the Artesians 75-6. That's a final. Cathedral pulls it out. They beat the Chittard Trojans 23-20. We'll see Cathedral in 3 weeks here at home. Franklin Central pulls it out over the Zionsville Eagles 20-16. Pike wins big at Southport 48-0. Here at Ray Skillman Stadium, 63-35, all Center Grove. And also, Rick, the Trojans, again, played well first quarter, second half. That second quarter, though, they made quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, they got a lot of things that they're going to obviously need to address in practice this week, especially on special teams. Especially, it feels like they corrected the mistakes defensive back-wise in that second half, Kevin. You didn't give up any defensive touchdowns. The only touchdown Ben Davis scored was the 86-yard kickoff return. So special teams need addressed. Obviously, you got to see where you are health-wise, because you saw a few more guys go down tonight. But you know what? That's high school football, and Coach Moore will have them ready to go on another long bus ride next Friday night to head to Dayton, Ohio to play Trotwood. A Trotwood team, by the way, that played Center Grove really competitively last year here on our home field. So that's going to be a tough one. They were 3-0 going into their game tonight. So we'll see what they are going into next Friday, and hopefully Center Grove can get it done.
So Rick, Austin, and I plan to make the trip to Trotwood next Friday night. We'll provide a live video, or I should say audio stream, similar to what we did up at Carroll in week 2. We'll do an audio stream. We're told Trotwood will provide a video stream. We'll put all that information out for you on CG Sports Network social media next week. Before we head out, we want to just take one quick moment to thank Tiffany McClurg of Century 21 Sheets and her husband, Eric McClurg, a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch, for their support of Center Grove Trojan football. And also just wanted to wish them well, and Drake McClurg as well. Again, their son Drake last Friday lost for the season due to a knee injury. We sure hope Drake has a great surgery. He can be back and healing, and we don't know the status, if he can be back or not for the baseball season coming up this spring. But just a great family in the McClurg family, and we just want to wish them all the best with everything.
And most importantly, they'll get him healthy for should be some big things going down the road for that young man, because he is a very, very talented baseball player, a top 50 player in the nation in that junior class. So hopefully, I know he met with the White Sox team doctors who did a surgery on one of his good friends as well. Or actually, he did the surgery on Tyler Cherry, or Kobe Cherry, one of those guys that hurt their knees.
Well, Tyler hurt his knee too.
Yeah.
Tyler Cherry down at IU.
Yeah, so it might have been Tyler last year. So that'll be coming up. Obviously, we also got to talk about Nolan Reese as well. That's a tough one as well. Still trying to determine what the best course of action is for that young man. But a couple families that I know pretty well and are great people and great Center Grove Center Grove family. So best wishes to both of those kids.
One final shout out. We want to thank Coldwell Banker Styles along with Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lender for co-sponsoring the Trojan Tailgater. Again, they invite the community out. It's well supported. The community comes out just across the way from us. We can see it right from here, the tailgate. And Jake and his wonderful team and the great people at Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lender, they put on a heck of a show over there, and I know the cheerleaders go over there and they perform, and just really a great community thing that they do.
Yeah, it's Jake's a fantastic guy. There is not too many people in the Center Grove community that does for not only academics or not only athletics but also academics in the Center Grove community. His team at Coldwell Banker Style. So really appreciate Jake. He's pulled in Bailey and Wood Mortgage over the last couple years, and they've stepped up into some big ways and sponsoring a lot of things for us on the broadcasts and elsewhere. So really appreciate both those companies.
Rick, great work tonight. Enjoy the Purdue game tomorrow. USC tomorrow, right?
I'm heading north. Departure time about 9 a.m. Kevin, I'll grill some stuff up for the Embry kids and hopefully the Boilers come closer than the 21-point line that USC is favored by tomorrow.
Sounds good. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Kevin.
So again, the final score tonight: Center Grove over Ben Davis here at home, 63-35. Center Grove 4-0 on the season. Ben Davis now falls to 1-3. Tonight's Center Grove football coverage was produced by CG Sports Network. Our presenting sponsor was IU Health. Special thanks to Center Grove Gridiron Club President Aaron Holt, Sponsorship Director Brent Lay, Treasurer Cindy Adams, Executive Producer Austin Tyke, Camera Operators Bill Todd and Sam Venegas, and our spotter tonight, Scott Hendrick. Center Grove football's next game again next Friday at Trotwood in Ohio at 7 o'clock. We'll be there with the live stream. Our next web stream, though, is tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Center Grove Boys Tennis hosting Hamilton Southeastern. Until then, this is Kevin Conrad for Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry saying good night, everyone, from Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School.